If you don't go, Monsieur Yansa. Sir. Yes, sir.
Let's take a Shaman. Well, that is what is trending. Maybe for the wrong reasons. But whatever happened in a Shaman was not something somebody woke up one morning and said, let's go to a Shaman. No. So many things are taking place, and our soldier dying became like the last straw that broke the camel's back. A Shaman is a place, there are certain sections that even the police cannot go and effect arrest. They won't dare. Somebody commits a crime and you can't go there to even arrest the person. And so we're tracking certain events.
The number of calls that I've received and the institution has received thanking us for the actions in a Shaman. You see, but people are asking that, oh, General, so why would you do that again? Because if you live within that enclave and at a certain time of the day, you couldn't go to certain areas, and these things happen, you appreciate. Funny thing is that some of the pictures that people saw were pictures taken by soldiers and posted on their Facebook and WhatsApp pages. And it's not a media personnel who even got those things, and it's something we are dealing with.
For the security services, we are looking at the national security posture of the situation. But some of our actions are not things that are planned. Unfortunately, the Shaman incident, there were a lot of excesses. We saw it ourselves. But if I have asked a soldier to go and do something, and he goes beyond, I can't come and stand in the public and chastise that soldier. Tomorrow I won't get him to do anything at all. So I have to take the bashing. And that is why when everybody was bashing, I kept quiet. Because we ourselves were complaining that some of the things they were doing was just too much. But in the public space, there is nobody who will come and condemn the person he has asked to go and do so. Even if he has done something wrong, we'll find a way of dealing with him. Let's take a Shaman. Well, that is what is trending. Maybe for the wrong reasons. But whatever happened in a Shaman was not something somebody woke up one morning and said, let's go to a Shaman. No. So many things are taking place, and our soldier dying became like the last straw that broke the camel's back.
Former President John Mahama there, you say you can adi you say I can adi me bomba is obi amfa adi in your politics. Ye bomodi ama yensa duru yensa kan no. Yensa kan no ono ne de no already na otua.
Okay, onu tua na build that.
Onu tua na build that. It is here they all say you need to be din komo moving forward so that it will be absorbed. Na any chief of staff I had.
But I pay the electricity bill for my house and my office. I pay the water bill for my house and my office. I live in my own accommodation, so the state does not pay me anything for accommodation. They haven't given me an office. I rent an office in East Cantonments. I pay the rent myself. I pay my own fuel. The state doesn't give me fuel. I pay my own domestic staff. I pay my own medical bills. I pay my own air tickets when I travel. You know, I'm traveling tonight. I bought those tickets myself, for myself and my wife. And so all those things he said are rubbish. Yes, somebody gave him what we are entitled to. And probably they're doing it for President Kufuor, but they are not doing it.
A ƙarshe, Malam ya ce ina ɗimbin godiya ga shugabannin ƙasanmu tun daga Rawlings da suka shaidi maulidin Malam ba su bari ba ɗaya daga cikinsu da ke fashi cikin kowane shekarar maulidi. Tun daga wani lokacin na har zuwa na yanzu, Malam ya ce yana godiya gare su kwarai da dukkan taimakon da sun kai. Masha Allah. Sannan kuma akwai wani abin da kusan zan manta, shigowar tsohon shugaban kasa saboda wai kowa mai zamani sai ka bashi zamaninsa. Saboda kan yadda muka dace shine tsohon shugaban kasa an bashi dukkan haƙoƙinsa yadda ya kamata. Amma idan ya shigo da mota an bar ya shigo da motansa, abinda ake so ne game da gare shi shine ya ja motar nan a kai shi har zuwa gaban dakalin nan da ake zama. Da ya sauka sai ya samu ya zamna inda aka ba kujerar da aka bashi. To shi amma shugaban kasa idan ya zo ko mataimakinsa ya samu ya je ya amshi gaisuwa yadda ka'ida ya tabbatar saboda protocol yadda munka ajiye. Wannan kuma mun yi hakan ne ba saboda mu walakanta, a'a ba hakan nan bane. Ka'ida ne na protocol yadda tsari kenan ya ajiye, wanda ke zama shine ke cikin kan mulki irin abin da ake bashi yana bambanta da wanda ba shi kan.
When you come to Galamsey, that is an albatross on our head. It's rather unfortunate that it's happened this way. Ghana was known as the Gold Coast, and therefore it was known. But during that time, it wasn't like the Galamsey that we are talking about. Many ones people were doing it hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It was there. But unfortunately, it's gotten to a point where people are now using equipment and all that, and doesn't care about, they don't care about the environment or anything. But the question is, who is in control of that security around the area? From the district level to the highest level. We are all talking about Galamsey. The government set up a military police to do it. Why have we not been able to stop it? Why? That's the point. Why haven't we been able to stop it? If you create a system where we say we will stop it, to the extent that the president says, I've put my presidency on the line, and yet it is going on, then to me, something is wrong somewhere.
Sure.
So we need to review why this is happening. Polluting our waters. And case in point, I came back and hear that a Chinese woman who was supposedly deported is back in this country also doing Galamsey again. Who allowed them to come? Is it that our borders are porous? Or what? So what happened?
Sure.
And people know who are doing the Galamsey. They know the people are working there in the communities with those people. Unfortunately, unemployment may be the problem. Fine, but that is not to say that we have to destroy environments.
Sure.
Unemployment could be a problem. Fine, so people in communities will say, I don't have any job to do, and therefore, but that's not the alternative. So it's something that is facing all of us that we need to find out what went wrong. But to me, why can't Galamsey be stopped? Because I'm sure people are also involved, that they know and have some authority somewhere, that I don't think that should be the case.
Sure.
So it's such time that the security agencies are very serious with that. Then it means we are going to just take in the face of the soil, but not going too deeper to know exactly what's happening. And so it's my concern, Your Excellency, more so your concern. I've spoken about it, and we feel that it's about time that we all sat down to find out what it is. Because rivers are being polluted, and then we don't have a means of trying to clean these rivers and all those things. So our people who don't have water and everything, bilharzia, sickness, health, delivery system and everything is all being affected. But we need to take it serious. We have to.
Sure.
And if we can have drones to even check on whatever is happening, we would have to be able to pinpoint what's happening there, who is there. Because at the district level, we have the political administration there. You have the district chief executive. You have the district security council over there. And that district, there's a Galamsey going on. And you tell me we don't know who is there? Then unfortunately, you are nowhere to be the district chief executive or the district security council there. So that is meant to be looking after the security of that district. And that is not going there. So if you are not able to protect, give security to that community by stopping Galamsey, you are nowhere to be there. It's not simple like that. But we should be able to bring this to finality and then bring some sanity into it. Because other than that, it's going to bring flooding now is happening because port people have dug so many things, so the environment cannot now hold on to this, and we are losing everything. The forest cover and everything is being won because Galamsey is taking over. So that is not my concern, and whatever it is that we can do, I think we need some training for the people who are like the army officers, the police officers. I can't see why they cannot be anywhere, but they should be able to stop that.
Sure.
So but if they go there and meet the Galamsey people with gold and all those things, what happens? Where's the gold? Where's the money? Who is taking it?
Sure.
Let's face realities here. So that the concession or whatever it is given by them, by the authorities in Accra. The chiefs don't give concessions to people. The chiefs are there and the people come, they say that we've gotten a document from Accra to say that we've been given a license to come and mine. Who consulted the chief for him to even be able to supervise where he's going?
Some 20,000 young people have been engaged to plant more than 30 million trees in 2 years to create jobs and restore degraded land. These policy initiatives are already using positive results to the attainment of the SDG goals, particularly the goal of reducing our carbon emissions. Additionally, I've established an advisory group of prominent private sector chief executives who are setting up a $100 million SDGs delivery fund and a $200 million green fund to complement government's efforts at tackling climate change and funding the implementation of the SDGs. Whilst we strive to do our bit to halt climate change at the national level, we expect also a lot to be done at the international level. One major issue of concern to us is the need to streamline access to international climate finance to complement national funding. We need it as a nation in these times. From the pulpit, do encourage hard work, understanding work as a vocation, and patriotism as a virtue. The Ghanaians must continue to embrace in this new year and beyond, so that Ghana will remain a shining star of Africa and a key player on the world stage. Let me respond briefly to the chairperson on the issue of illegal mining. I want to assure him and all of you that Akonta mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana as we speak. Further, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has, through the agency of the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the military, made the effort to cordon off all 294 sites of forest reserves in the country and rid them of illegal mining as we speak. We will continue to work to ensure that this situation remains permanent. This government is determined to win the fight against Galamsey, no matter the cost in effort.
Mienu ene echire ansana nananom atrakunya omo samra boy ene nkura aka afi mpanyimfo nsamtwerefo ena forestry commission adwumayefo etiminya omuti edidi mu emra omukopie mu tanno numri forest reserve a womo ekose saa eniema bia enkrofo mu etu agudie ewo kwaye mfimfin a womo ehu mpanyimfo mu edwane ye no ebi te se womo gas oil anase diesel na omo de ye adwuma afi eniema bia yebeka se mining materials forestry commission SSI no emra womo drive ye anaso womo de ka beye sma beye aduenu a womo eba be pie efri kwaye no mu ena macho men a yesusu se company wafa koti kwanso a wo tu agudie ewo tano numeri forest reserve no womo etime efre womo nkrofo se womo emra embebo barrier se nananom forest commission nsamtrefo obia MP ene na nya asem ketwa emra empanyimfo ye se womo ni tumi bia se womo ebetimi akasa empanyimfo aba kwaye no mu aba be pam omo tu sika kokko e wo kwan bone so no metro no so ye se da bi omo mpanyimfo se wo mo nchi obi akopem se enema na mpanyimfo asesa no wo mo ebeje wo mo de ka mienu esi kwan etu barrier mu se wo mo ma obi a empie ka ba ko mpodi o hwa sare na siso obekasa police for ka ekire ensam trefo hwe hu se enye police for ka wo mo ana wo mo ayesa kopem se eye company wo kire se wo no e na etu agudie e wo kwaye num aye from eye akonta mining company limited wo mo mpanyimfo ba ko owura bi e friend ekuoko ebe pie mu ho e kan se wo mo empene ne men anase metro men no wo mo nsesa niema no kopem so wo mo nsesa niema na ansana mpanyimfo etime pie free kwaye num ensem a esisi ho no say ene course
it's illegal. Okay. You don't block our source. Who about some niema? Students. Who? Without any warrant. Forest commission. No one more than you. Only question by some niema. All right. I've got the region. Who's the region? Where's the region? He be lying. Hey, go. He be lying. He be lying. Look at who. He be lying. He be forced to use. Yes, he be forced to use now. Richard, he's lying. He's lying. I'm telling you. He use force for you. Open the gate. Open the gate. You want to actually open the gate? Open the gate. You take instructions from me. Yes, sir. It's simple. And then take all of us away.
And no extra YouTube in some trap for any a ohina was Samra boy, Nana Aka Ando, etching Como and watch us say, Udimu ya pass and some say, as
Pay your Hana Forest in paying for. I told Safre, and Samatas in paying for any media personnel, you say, never be a course, our forest reserve no, until Yamrana Yamesh. Your bar 9 by your buyer, Quafon who say about Omugu, Mason, 2 room. Yakon near who say forest numon, a quacono, a contaminated or mobisi barrier, our forest no infinity. I just say, oh, ma, Obia kind more on cock a bima. Tia quiet Nimka cry, you come who's Muguso. Ben and send near Juma Mayano. Let us say, Yamina Patafina, Yabeduya, no moody Hoben out here, Gabia Forest in the Crancomotunina. A Sika, Samates. I say, and some moody says, your point we cry aqua forest walk train near Abano. That's a moment, I be at Tessadia. And I say, in Tray, bedroom barrier home, or what to barrier no. At the cars, a block, car be cried there, who are back at the police council, police sanctioning Bibia and now. Our model a block of coin for more than 1 hour 30 minutes. Nana opinion leaders as of 4 ne Samates paying 4 hours. Yen now moton suffer a call I could dance by 1 hour 30 minutes. Send I mean a bad few crapper and come over and anomne Yena Yakanina. And try ye, or man panino, tie or mine, my assem, Nagana so Adana Kumasoa. Forest now most on your humbi.
It does not take much to establish that we live in warring times in Ghana, in West Africa, and in much of Africa. The times, they are troubling. I will give only one figure, as we're going to be tight on time for the enormity of the task involved in discussing this subject. The September Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana report put food inflation at 51.9%. 51.9%. There is no other way to describe this than that it is an explosive disaster. This would be so anywhere, for food prices rising that fast will challenge the harmony and social stability of any country on earth. We cannot afford to be complacent when things are in this space, and we are also heading to elections in 2024. Too many people in Ghana live in mass misery. Too many people have nothing to lose. If those who have most to lose, the bourgeoisie, the upper classes, the ruling elites, just sit and watch the cracks, eventually the bottom of the bucket of society will drop out. It may not be a beautiful and controlled drop. If we do nothing now, which is already quite late, we could see a detonation. James Baldwin's The Fire Next Time could easily become our fire right here. This must become an urgent responsibility for us all. We cannot sit and simply be spectators as the society falls apart. We get involved because we are citizens, not because we have partisan political ambitions. We, citizens, fought for and secured this Fourth Republic of Ghana. The Fourth Republican Constitution, however imperfect it may have turned out to be in the hands of a predatory political class, was born dripping with blood, tears, and sweat. The blood of the many patriots who died in battle against military dictatorship, the tears of the martyrs, the victims of persecution by the Ghanaian Gestapo of that era, and their relatives and loved ones who lived in fear at what could happen. Of course, as well as the sweat of all those who still try to eke out an honest buck in this impossible economic set of circumstances that characterize our existence. In 30 years of the Fourth Republic, we have created a society in which 7 out of 10 of our compatriots live in poverty, having to get by on average family-sized budgets, and these family sizes are on average 5, average family-sized budgets of 140 Ghana cedis a day. 5 people, 140 Ghana cedis a day. That is the average that is available to 70% of the population. It is a crime against humanity that we have allowed this to happen.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob, but you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you, because we choose them, we vote them, we blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are 2 types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Thursday, the 2nd day of November 2023. By His grace, we're alive and we're here with yet another edition of the show. Our gratitude to go to the Most High God for the very privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. NPP inches towards showdown. NCA NMC launch broadcast complaints platform. 2024 budget. ISA wants prudent spending. Graphic. FBN Bank to support businesses on AFCFTA. Ghanaian Times. Ensuring sub-regional security will support Ghana to preserve stability, fight terrorism, criminal groups in West Africa. German Chancellor. Government presents relief items to Bupe flood victims. Government urged to ensure 2024 budget alleviates suffering of Ghanaians. EC begins voters register exhibition tomorrow. Scrap dealers vandalize and steal ECG switch gears. Daily Guide. Kaswa Cops killer jailed 20 years. Voter register exhibition November 3. Freeman storms Savannah region with goodies for flood victims. Nana promises massive Western North development. Germany pledges support for regional peace. The new crusading guide. Ken was contracted to attack Anas. He was given contracts. Opariansa. Government bringing more development to Western North. Akufo-Addo assures chiefs. Western chief goes hard on government over bad roads and lack of representation in cabinet. NMC clamps down on money doublers and ritualists and charlatans. Stay away from our land. Senior Breku chiefs warn Gomwa Fete and military. I'm winning on Saturday. Who's this? Dr. Akoto. The insight. Demonstration in support of Palestine rocks Accra today over Israeli brutalities in Gaza. This is a demonstration that is brought out Kwesi Pratt and Kweku Baku from retirement. Okay, so they're both participating in the demonstration. Applying Nkrumah's development blueprint, Genius Group boss urges government amid economic crisis. Guta warns against planned reintroduction of controversial cargo tracking network. Hundreds of UK lawyers warn Prime Minister Sunak over Israel's breach of international law in Gaza, as the open letter calls on British government to exert its influence to secure a ceasefire in the conflict. The Daily Statesman, money doublers, ritualists in trouble, NMC, NCA move to sanitize media landscape. EC outlines modalities for voters register exhibition. Framer to flood victims, your safety is our priority. Victory awaits me on Saturday, Dr. Akoto declares. Business Finder, target 8 to 10% annual growth to significantly improve livelihoods, ISE. SNATE deepens engagement with informal sector workers. Chief of Staff assures Savannah flood victims of government support. Daily Post. Comptroller and Accountant General throws Civil Service Act into the rubbish can to contest for NPP party position. Samira Baumia's marriage will collapse if I reply her attacks, Kennedy Japan. Showdown. Minority wants a slash summoned over sale of Vodafone for less than $100 million. And that's about it. For the front pages, we'll take a break. When we return, Showdown.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security guard to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Mommy!
Michelle, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, Sankofa.
Yenchi, Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Ready for something refreshing and great tasting? For your kids' enjoyment?
Angel Cola!
For your graduation enjoyment?
Angel Cola!
beach hangout?
Angel Cola!
For all your refreshing moments.
Angel Cola!
For your parties, get-togethers, events, and celebrations, enjoy a chilled bottle of Angel Cola. Radio Grandma, today is your day. Over to you.
Thank you. Enjoyment Cola.
Angel Cola!
The Enjoyment Cola. Enjoy all your moments and fun time with Angel Cola. This advert is FDA approved.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say, but as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
Inside Black Star Press Limited. Grow inside the invective minds, evolving concepts, and the creative trends. The printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity, and natural wonder with our works. Inside Black Star Press Limited, in association with Lionhead Group of Companies. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
Hey, give it to me! Hey, man! Go! One time! Stop! Ah, enough you guys, so continue!
Prepare yourself to unleash even more moolah by staking from 1 Ghana cedi to 350 Ghana cedis. And you could win 26 times your stake on the exciting new Pick 1 game from Game Pack. Play by dialing *946# on all networks via our website or download the Game Pack app on www.gamepackgames.com. Choose your Pick 1 number from 1 to 36. Place your stake and watch our live draws on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily.
Hey, live life like me with Game Pack. Game Pack, more moolah, more power.
This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly.
Say, you see, you call cashless. Say, cashless here. You say, you see, can be a issue office. You see, the power up or back. And also, another you'll be set up as auto credit. Set up as auto credit and no one issue. So, what problem be a person using for after Finland overcome power up so. And one on better was be up a so, only smartphone and money how. And there's only data and so and it's new will be. And one said, who bring your young phone. Oh, sorry. Who bring your phone. No one direct *226# you are through there. You see the power up no mobile money, Visa card, Mastercard, a BHP you never see you see the power up. What want to show a down some simple
Right, hello, good morning. Welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning, I have the former Member of Parliament for the Okankwe North constituency, the Honorable Fuseini Issa. Good morning.
Good morning, Doc.
How are you?
I'm good.
We'll come back and speak about Okankwe North. Also with me on the show this morning is his current designation. He's a former Deputy Director of International Relations for the NDC. And the reason why he's former is that he's an incoming MP for Guan. Guan, the greatest injustice in Ghana's democracy. Sala. All right, anyway. So, Fred Agbanyo is here with me on the show. He's a former football referee. And he's currently a director of a Premier League team, Legon Cities, who reports reaching us indicates were attacked by armed robbers last night on their way from Samra Boy after a Premier League game. We'll come back and look at that as well. But ready to treat your callers to good tunes while you win incredible rewards and points by purchasing, renewing, copying, or gifting your favorite caller tunes, and you can win amazing prizes based on your total accumulated points. Yeah, build as many points as possible and you can win tons of data to stay connected to the things you love, or you can win an amazing 10,000 Ghana Cedis cash prize to splash on your favorite things. It's the perfect way to entertain your callers with music and get rewarded at the same time. Start collecting your caller tunes points today. Visit collartunes.mtn.com.gh or just dial *1355# to get started on the MTN Caller Tunes service. Promo lasts till the 7th of November, so 5 more days to go. Terms and conditions apply. And if you have issues with your kids enjoying the brushing of their teeth, I have a solution for you. Kel Kids toothpaste flavored with strawberry gives a perfect taste for kids and makes them develop a personal attitude and love for brushing their teeth always. Kel Kids toothpaste protects child's gum, prevents cavities, and makes the teeth strong and healthy with freshness all day. Kel Kids toothpaste is recommended for children between the ages of 2 and 6. It's a product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso, and is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel Kids, happy smile. And enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. The pains of climbing the stairs when not exercising could be challenging for all ages. But worry no more. Lifts and elevators has got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices, and guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in, and they come in 3 custom-made models. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days with slight modifications to your building. So visit Lifts and Elevators at Sakumon or just call them on 0200-535-515 or send a mail to elevators@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movements. Okay. So let's talk about education and higher education. And I'm asking, why don't you secure your future with Accra Business School? And this is the reason. You can boost your career with the prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST. You can choose from Human Resource Management, Communication and International Marketing, International Relations, Public Affairs, or IT Management. In just 12 months, the MBA can be yours. Dive into the BSc programs in IT Security and Cybercrime, IT Management and Business Management endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. The Accra Business School offers flexible entry payment and learning options convenient to you. It's time to unlock your potential and take position. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or call 0263 888 555 or 0263 888 or visit the campus on the Spintex Road, Christ Square. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today. And whoever you are, wherever you go, whatever you do, drink Angel Cola, your key to enjoyment. Ready for something refreshing, great tasting with excellent flavors, Onya? You've got varieties to choose from. Angel Orange for that special occasion, Angel Mango, Angel Peach, refresh your mood, Angel Apple Lime. Angel Drinks produce vitality and maintain fluid in normal balance. Angel Drinks, refreshing, invigorating, and exciting. And they are produced by Adonko Soft Drinks Beverages Limited. Angel Drinks taste like our day. And this is recommended for all, including children. You can reach Adonko Soft Drinks Beverages on 0244-832286 and 0507878668. Zaini, how is your primary going? Okankwe North.
Good morning again, Doc. Good morning to Fred, and good morning to your viewers. NPP Elementary Primaries. The party itself gave some guidelines at a point.
Okay.
Open up nominations, and so people interested in contesting for the orphan constituencies in the case of NPP had filed nominations. In constituencies that there were no or no more than one person filed, and acclamations has been done. And for constituencies that are, we envisage there will be contests. The party itself gave direction, but initially we were told that elections were supposed to be held before December 2nd. But understandably, because of the processes that the presidential primaries is taking in the 10, I envisage that the party itself is sort of maybe concentrating on that for now. And in the next week or so, right after the presidential primaries, I envisage that I will get to know the roadmap going forward to December 2nd. In my constituency, we have filed nominations. Surprisingly, or amazingly, there were 6 of us. Six people picked forms and filed their nominations. We are waiting for vetting and the processes to continue. So that's where we are on that. We are waiting further guidelines from the party.
Okay. All right. I've heard a lot of stories. I've told that you're under siege.
Oh.
There are a lot of goodies flowing there.
Randy, we've been around. Born, bred within the bigger Okankwe North constituency before it was divided in 2012. Politically, we've been very, very active right from the very when this party started. Because look, I sit here and I tell you, my membership of this party started from 1995 in Okankwe North. At the time, the party was barely 3 years. We've been through it, through documents, through Elizabeth Saki. Perhaps, yes, we traveled for a couple of years out to grow. But since we've been back, we've been active. This is where we come from. This is where we've done our politics. And for me, within Okankwe North, nobody had actually contested in more primaries than myself, because I did 2012, I did 2015, I did 2020, and then I am hopefully contesting again for the 4th time. Nobody has done that within Okankwe North. And for my current situation, I've gotten the opportunity to lead the constituency at one time. And so I envisage that whatever tax is at hand for us to recapture our seat I am in a unique situation to bring the unity, the unity that eluded us in 2020, that caused us that electoral defeat. I am in a peculiar situation to bring everybody on board to ensure that I unite the party for victory in 2024, because we believe that a seat in Okankwinov should really come home, and it will come home in 2024.
You are not worried about the cash?
Oh, the cash has been part of our politics. But then again, in 2015, it happened. In 2015, I mean, there were stalwarts within the party who came to Okankwinov to contest. When it came to cash, even recognition outside of Okankwinov, there was no, I mean, I contested Shaba. I contested Ken Kranchi. Ken Kranchi, remember?
Which one were people carrying the gas stove and cooker?
That was 2020. That was 2020.
Okay.
But I'm referring to the contest in 2015.
Then this time, people
Ken
had to carry generators and deep freezers.
Ken was riding on his
the incarceration
at the Supreme Court. Shaba had come in a former MP. I mean, Shaba.
He came from Kwawu.
He had contested, but you remember in Kwawu he was independent, but he sat to the government. Then in 2012 he couldn't contest there, or he contested, and I mean it was all murky. In 2015 we prevailed, and since then the constituents have kept faith with me, and I have also kept faith with them, because I have a record that is unmatched by any member of parliament within the constituency, and that's what I'm riding on. So victory come primaries, whenever it's announced.
Somebody just told me that there's a difference between a gas stove and gas money.
Gas stove is a should I say equipment that is used, but then gas money is another one. So certainly there are differences between them. Randy, that's a good one, man.
Right.
Big bro.
The greatest injustice in this Fourth Republic,
yes,
has befallen our people. Yes, and by stroke of an administrative fiat, the all-powerful and above-the-law Electoral Commission has ensured that 4 traditional areas in this country will not be represented in Parliament. Of course, either by connivance or by whatever it is, we're all looking on. But it appears that it won't go beyond 4 years, that injustice. And you are priming yourself to represent the people. How's it going? Well, first of all, how are they taking this? I'm sure that the chiefs are tired because they've held numerous presses, they've issued statements. The Venerable Chachu Chikate and others have gone to court over this issue many times. I have spoken about this a million times. But of course, the owners of the country are doing what they want to do.
I think that, Doc, you have described the issue very aptly. You have painted the picture as it is. I don't think that this is just a fiat issued by the EC. Definitely there are some connivance with some people, powers that be. People who think that they must determine how, the affairs of the nations are run. I thought that we are in a constitutional democracy where rule of law is supposed to be the order of the day. Unfortunately, what has happened to the people of Sandro Kofi, Akpavolobi and Likpe will go down in history, as has been described largely as the cardinal sin of the Fourth Republic. Therefore, no fault of theirs. Somebody has rightly said, just issued a statement and said, you know what, you can't vote to elect a representation for yourselves in an election. Wait after the general election of 2020. We'll create a constituency for you. And we're waiting since. Those of you in the media have spoken so loudly about it, civil society, ordinary Ghanaians, but nobody will pay attention, nobody will listen. Good news is that 2 days ago, we heard the constitutional instrument has been laid. And so we are waiting for it to pass through the process, the 21-day gestation period. And once it matures, then the law would have been created for the constitution to be created for the people of Sandro Kofi Akpafo, Lolobi and Likpe. In fact, when the news broke 2 days ago, I don't know whether people
to say they were excited about it, or I don't know, because just when the news came up, then we got another news that some people were scheming to withdraw the CI that was laid.
Yes.
You know, and so we're not too sure what exactly was going to happen. Yesterday we monitored from Parliament. My understanding is that the CI is still there. We can only pray and hope that nobody tampers with it. They will allow it to go through the process, and then it matures for the document to be created. Somebody maybe will ask, but what is really the big deal? If you don't have an MP or you don't have a representation for 4 traditional areas, what is the big deal? Why are we making so much noise about it? This is the path we have chosen for ourselves, that we will govern ourselves with the rule of law, that all Ghanaians be treated equally according to the laws of the land, and that people will not be discriminated against. You know, these are taxpayers. And the sad thing, when we're taken out from the Okwe municipality, originally we were told that they were going to create a district for us. Not until about 2-3 months to the general election before the district was officially created. You know, Randy, as I speak to you now, you can go back to the area and find out what exactly is going on there. You know, this assembly is housed in somebody's private apartment, and sometimes even to pay the bills becomes a problem. I am told that some construction work is going on now in Likwema to get a permanent facility for the assembly. Beyond that, you know, what is going on? Our roads are simply not motorable. If you go to the entire constituency, the only road that you can ply on without any problem will be the one from Likwe Bakwa to Likwe Bala. You know, from Hohwe to Likwe Bakwa is in terrible state. You know, from Hohwe to Lolobia, Shambi, Kumanse, Likwe Abran, Likwe Krantumi is terrible. From Likwe Kumanse to Agbozome, Kofrodia to Likwe Mate, you know, terrible. Sandro Kofi, Hawkway to Sandro Kofi, you know, that part is part of the Eastern Corridor route. They've done it to a certain level. I saw you on Sunday, so you travel on the road and you know the state of the road. So there are several things that we need. You go to most of the schools, you know, even we don't have teachers, you know, to you know, take care of the academic needs of the children. And so, yes, we have waited, and I want to really highly commend our chiefs and the stakeholders, the assemblymen, the opinion leaders. They've been able to maintain some calm. You know, occasionally youth trying to agitate, they want to do all manner of things, but the opinion leaders quickly come and say, you know what, if for nothing at all, let's keep our peace. You know, whether they're going to create a consensus or not, let's keep our peace, and let's see what we can do to help ourselves. And that's what we have been doing up until now. MPs, generally, they will say they are not development agents, but we know that they are supposed to lobby, they are supposed to, you know, go and advocate, they are supposed to go and look for resources. And so, assuming we have won, I'm sure by now, some of the challenges that confront us would have been attended to. Unfortunately, here we are. We don't know what is going on. But as I said, we are watching keenly, we are monitoring from Parliament, and I believe that a CR that has been laid will be allowed to go through the process. We don't want to hear the situation where, for whatever reason, somebody has gone in there to try to withdraw the CI again for whatever. We want to see it go through the process, and the people of Guan, Sandro Kofi Akpafulolobi Likpe, given the right representation, and so that our development to come ahead of people, we can come and advocate, we can come and tell our story and our needs, and see how we can galvanize the entire society to come to our aid. I see. Okay. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, Randy, you were talking about what happened to Lagos City's football club yesterday. You know, you are playing the Premiership and the Premier League, and you know how difficult and challenging it is. We played a match here in Accra on Sunday. We played Dreams FC. Just after the match, Monday, we have to set off to Samamboy in the Western region. I'm sure you are familiar with that terrain.
Yes.
From here to Takoradi, through Takwa to Samamboy, it's not a joke. The team left here on Tuesday evening and got there on by Monday evening and got there on Tuesday morning. So they had barely some 8-10 hours to prepare for the next match, which was yesterday. And then after the match yesterday, they had to come back to Accra because we have another match again on Sunday. So on their way coming, I received a call around 12:30 a.m. It was a strange number. I was wondering who would be calling me around that time, but out of curiosity, I picked, only to realize that it was one of our team managers who had picked somebody's phone to call me. Then on their way coming, they saw a number of vehicles in front of them have parked. And so they thought it was a police checkpoint, you know. So they also stopped. And then some young men just, you know, right from the bush, were armed, you know, they broke the glass of the vehicle, passed on them, got all the players and technical team down, asked them to lie down on the road. They entered into the car, searched, picked all their belongings from them, and they rushed back into the bush. And my understanding is that when the incident occurred, and the next police barrier was barely some 200 meters away, and so they informed the police, and they said they have heard about it, and that they were waiting for the patrol team to arrive. You know, they didn't know when that was going to happen. So by the grace of God, they managed to drive, and they got to Accra this morning. So I think that we need to do more. Teams travel a lot in the night. If you have to go and play in Tamale after a match, you have to drive back to Accra, you have to drive back to wherever you are coming from. I don't know if we can use an opportunity like this to appeal to the IGP if some form of escorts can be given or some police protection. I don't know. But we need the GFA. The police escort could be one thing. But I think that what will help a lot more would be the police patrol. Yes. You know, because let's assume that you had one policeman with a gun on the bus, and per the reports, you saw the barriers, which looks like a police barrier, you know, and then this fleet of vehicles are stopped. Assume that is the police, and you find 6 people armed emerge from the bush to attack these vehicles. There is so much that a policeman would, I'm not saying that it won't be useful, but there's so much that policeman can do. But I think that the patrols, this thing about police visibility, you know, along some of those major roads is extremely important. Maybe they move from a district to a district. So if you are moving Saman Boy, somebody will escort you to the next district, then the next people will take over. I don't know. We need to really put something like that in place. I know it's going to be very, very difficult. I'm imagining what the boys are going through now. They are so traumatized.
I'm sure the FA will engage the IG Damper and his team again. I mean, they've always been receptive to some of those things.
We need to find a solution to it. And I think that if the police even pick the issue up, some of them are using iPhones and stuff like that. We should be able to track and know where they are. So if they speed up their investigation, we should be able to.
I'm told that one of the players was harmed. They hit their hand with
a
wood or something.
The wood or something. I heard, yes. And even the driver to head is sustained something to God.
Hamza or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact player. You know, as I said, the news came very late last night, and I have to be here this morning. So we'll find out after.
I was listening to Kwame Jumo on Original FM with Gatuso this morning.
Okay. Yeah, so that's about it. Right. So let me say once again, Randy, good morning. I saw your team played in Oho yesterday.
Yes.
And the enthusiasm, the laugh, I was so impressed, you know, the way the number of people came to the stadium to watch the match, you know, boys and girls, women. Honorable who was there.
Yes.
Oh my God, I am so happy about it. And the laugh is going back.
The people of Ohio really, they're fantastic.
Yes, you know, I was on my way coming to Accra.
Yes.
So when I got to Alafanu area, then I saw a lot of cars coming from just Kwando, motorbikes. I said, what is going on here? It was then it dawned on me that you have a match in Hall. My friend, let me go back and go and watch the match. And I think it was a beautiful match. I don't know what is happening that you are playing draws. You have played 6 or 7 matches.
Today we'll break
you have to break it.
We'll break the jinx of draws today.
You have to break it.
We're playing Accra Lions at Accra Sports Stadium. At 3 p.m. today.
Okay. So let me say good morning to you.
Then on Sunday and Wednesday, we have a double dose at Hohoi.
Oh.
So Sunday we're playing Ediana.
Okay.
At Hohoi.
Wow.
Then on Wednesday, our standing match with Hearts of Oak will come off.
I can't miss
so
this
Sunday,
one.
Wednesday,
I definitely have to be there. I have to be
Lions,
there to watch.
Ediana, Lions, Hearts of Oak.
That's going to be interesting.
Kwando, Heart of Lions and Accra
Lions. The 2 lions.
But the zoo has been removed from Accra.
So.
How can you have a lion in Accra?
When there's no zoo in Accra.
Not too long ago, there was a lion in Mata Forest that actually
But
so Achimota Forest still in
was not supposed to be there.
So there are still lions in
Accra. It is the wrong place. That's why what happened.
Yeah. So let me say good morning to the chiefs and people of the Guan district, and let me encourage you to remain calm. Let's keep on praying. The youth, I want to salute you very much. You have been very, very tolerant in the face of all provocation. Let's keep that peace. Let's keep united. The development of our area is the most important than nothing else. And I believe that in no time we'll get it and move on.
Okay, so Honorable, a great job with the stadium. You're not fully done, but it's functional. And I think that when it's fully done, it will be really beautiful. So congratulations.
How is yours going in Kwando?
We're going on. I mean, we are building a stadium from scratch. It's just there's nothing there. So we're building a new stadium, new playing surface, new stands, everything. I've been stadium Pando.
No,
there's no stand, nothing. People stand,
people stand
to watch football.
I've been there.
So everything is gone off. That small building we're using as the dressing room is a 1953 colonial building. That's the only thing there. You know, so everything you see there, the tunnel, the inner perimeter, the goalposts, the technical benches, all were built by us.
Wow.
And now they all have to go because everything doesn't meet premier standards. So we're doing everything, we're building everything from scratch. But the rains didn't help us. It delayed the construction. So we're hoping that once the grassing is done now, we're hoping that maybe in 4 to 6 weeks, we should be ready so we can go back home.
Randy, let me also use this platform to really appeal. I don't know the last time you visited Ewak Stadium.
Aish.
That is a facility I'm told was built during a Champions days.
Yes.
You know, where that facility is, very, very strategic. And that's a military facility.
So I'll tell you two things that made me extremely embarrassed as a Ghanaian.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'd realize that with the construction, the reconstruction of the Ohinijan Stadium for CAN 2008, the tartan tracks were taken off.
That's right.
To make for more space. Okay. Now, in the entirety of the Greater Accra region, it was left with Ewak Stadium with the tracks for track and field activities. Okay. So I think it was a couple of months ago. Then an old school friend of mine who also loves sports said, "Oh, the Accra Academy relay team, the 4x100 relay team, they had won whether it's Greater Accra or national or something." So he sent the video to me. I probably will look for it and play it. And I was like, So this is the track that
only track
secondary schools are having their intercore on. This is what we are running on.
At Ewak. But even in our days, you know, remember when Accra Stadium was not available? We went
Use
to
Ewak. Yes. But I'm telling you that, okay, so that's the picture.
Yeah.
This is the tartan track at Ewak. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, it's so terrible.
So this is
the
what
stands are gone.
This is what the schools and all the athletes in Greater Accra,
that's what they
if they want to engage in any track.
These facilities produce miles.
Yes. This is what they are running around. Now, so that's it. So that's it. Yeah. You can see it better with this one.
It's so terrible. It's so terrible.
This is the state of the tartan tracks at the Ewak Stadium. And you see the other part. This is where you normally will have maybe the discus and javelin throw and all those things there. Yeah. So you can see this is where the schools and colleges and others have been having their track and field events. Now, for the football field itself, I know it's the home of Lagos City.
Yes.
Okay. So last season, when we're our last season in Division 1, we played Semperfi. They were using that as their home. So I went there. I couldn't believe that was the pitch.
It's terrible.
Then months later, the Fair Sky Group's 20th anniversary.
Okay.
So Heart of Lions versus Hearts of Oak We went there again. I was like, I mean, if you look at even the kind of grass that have come up there, that will play football there. And you see, the GFA is having to bend the rules and overlook a lot of things.
Yeah, there are no options.
You know, I've raised issues about this astroturfs a lot. That look, they look good and all that, but majority of them, an overwhelming majority, do not even meet the
so pathetic, right?
The playing surface requirements.
The size.
Yes, the size. So, you know, there are some areas where they do not have the facilities. So the FA even bends the rules to allow for competitive football to be played on, but they don't meet the requirements. I'll give you a typical example. Have you seen the Wale Wale one? Yes. It looks good, beautiful, and everything. The surface itself is less by, I think, about 9 meters or 9 feet.
So why do we do that? We have huge land.
I'm telling you.
So why couldn't look at even Madina Zongo?
Yes.
Look at Ajenga.
The same thing.
Look at it.
So why do you do all this? I'll give an example of what we have in Abofu. It is done for the community, not necessarily an FA team.
Yes.
Because if you go across to a place like Achimona School, they are standard football field.
So I'll tell you what happens. So I'll tell you what happens. You see, and when some of these things, so that's the look at the playing surface. Look, you see the kind of what you have there as grass.
Yeah.
These are weeds.
Yeah.
So this is mode for us to play on. You know. Now, with what he said, you know, sometimes people even go and blame the companies that execute the projects, like the Wembleys and others, and think that they are at fault. But you would find out from them that that's really not the issue. Like he said, you can decide to do a field for 5-a-side football, 7-a-side football, just for. I have a small one in my house for my kids. They want to play ball 1 against 1 or 2 against 2. So you can decide on what you want to do. That's your
private something.
That's your thing. And so those who do these AstroTurf things, the companies, they tell you, if you want one that can be used for competitive football and others, this is the dimension. Because you see, there's a dimension for playing surface.
Of course, yes.
Now, you are a former referee, so you understand. Now, from the white line,
in a perimeter,
to the bench, there is a distance. Then from the bench to the fence,
the fence,
there must be a certain distance. All this ought to be calculated. You understand me? Now, what I'm told is that sometimes for you, the members of parliament,
politicians,
you, the members of parliament, in the constituency, there are places where, and this is the state's resources. Forget about the fact that it's a company. Those companies, Ghana Gas and GMPs, they are 100% owned by the state. So it's the state. You know, that they want to do something like that. There are places in the constituency where they can be able to construct those facilities that can be used for the recreational purpose, for the community engagement, and as well as competitive football. But no, you these politicians will say no. I want it at this particular place because either that is where most of the votes are, or that is where my stronghold is, or maybe for nostalgic purposes.
Randy.
For many, many years, we have played football there, so it must be done there. So these are some of the considerations that have gone into some of these things.
It could be. On the other hand, the constituency like myself,
the
land is just not there. The land is just not there.
We are talking about those that have been constructed.
Right? So you make do with the space that you have. The land is just not there. You know my constituency. On this side of the NY.
But you have schools in your constituency.
There are schools. The schools. The schools do not have the land themselves.
They don't.
If you go to Anongle school,
that's a threat. That is a threat. That is a threat. Everything is going to Achimona School these days. And the land in Achimona School, you know, There are
No, but I'm
issues.
saying that
including even our municipalities.
You know they play Division 2 football.
I know.
On the existing
You
national
just
school.
confirmed what he said.
I know.
In one way, said
There
there's
are-
no
there are
land.
about
When we
four-
remind that there's Achimota land, so everything is going to Achimota.
Everything is going to Achimota.
Yeah, but if they
so
have
there
land,
is there is
they
a
have the
problem.
land, why not?
There is a problem. Everything is going to Achimota school. Or everything is going to Achimota school lands. I mean, public lands are vested in the president. Fine, they are public lands. So
the
they could be used
Achimota
for-
forest lands that are being shared like Achomo.
Randy,
We can't
it
get
is not about a.
No, I'm just
so if
no,
you have
know, my worry,
if you have
see, Chief, my worry is that you see if a Magdan, a private businessman, decides that he's from La, and so there's a La Town Park for nostalgic purposes. He's decided that he's going to develop that one because that is where the community people they play their football. I don't have a problem. Do you understand me? Yes. But when we decide to use state facilities,
That's right.
and we go out there to create the impression that it is for sports development, it's for the purposes of nurturing talent and others, and the consideration is not about using available lands in those same areas that can, do some of those things, and that we will just use political or partisan reasons to do those things. That's where my problem is. Look, over 90% of these astroturfs that we speak about, they don't meet it.
They don't meet the standard.
And you go to where they have been sited, and there are many places where they would have the land to do the same thing. And I'm saying that these are not private, these are not projects by private persons, but by the state. It's state money.
Yeah.
My reaction is that these are community projects. In my case,
yes,
we're able to do one at Abofu through the Coastal Development Authority, CODA.
Are there schools at Abofu?
Yeah,
they don't have lands.
No, they don't.
The public schools there,
no,
they don't have lands.
They don't. There's a presby school within Abofu itself.
Okay.
They don't have lands. They are, and in my constituency, there are very few public schools. Most of the schools.
There's a public school at Anumble.
Yes, Anumble is part of Achimota.
Yeah, they don't have land.
They have land.
Yeah,
they have
a big park.
But they have parks. They have parks. They have parks. They have parks. That have natural grass. They have natural grass.
Yeah, but I'm saying they have the size.
They have the
size. Why if the state, the Coastal Development Authority is government.
So
yes, it's government money.
So
why won't you do one where a Division 1, Division 2 teams in Anumble can also play competitive football?
See, Achimota Basic has a park.
Yes.
Achimota School itself has parks.
Yes.
That are natural grass.
Yes.
They are natural grass.
Yes.
So why don't
you convert one? You can't use if they will
why
give
don't
you
you add
land. If they will give
why,
you
if you can add one at Abofu, why not?
No, you don't get the point I'm making. I'm saying that if they have the land to give you the demarcation that can be used for all purposes, why don't you spend the state resources to do that?
That's one. Then again, is a matter that you just described. A multi-purpose use.
Yes.
Multi-purpose use.
Yes.
Achimota School, if you talk of Anumble, it's a very, I wouldn't say it's very isolated, but look, even access to Anumble now is very restricted. Very restricted from either side of Achimota School. When you're going to the police station or even from Kisama, it's very restricted.
Why?
Because of the security of the school. Achimota is a prominent school.
When you go to Kisama,
it shouldn't be a true fence. There is a fence. Watch anytime you drive, there's a fence. Now, constructed fence. You remember this issue about the school fence and the forest and all of that. So it is not a thoroughfare for anybody to go through. If you put a facility there, even people having access to it might even be
honorable.
Because
this thing, I really don't think that.
Because that's exactly what I'm saying.
I don't think we need to politicize this issue.
No, it is not about politics.
We want to develop.
I've told those who I can speak to, or our friends or whatever, who are.
I mean, you have a point. I mean, I agree with you.
You are using Ghana's money.
So let's benefit
and
from
when you mention we have built X number of astroturfs and all that, over 90%.
Why? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you had developed the Madina Zongo pitch to a standard pitch? You see, and the premiership team is. No, I'm coming. Let me just land. A premiership.
Yeah,
team
Legon cities wanted to.
Originally wanted to use that.
You couldn't. We couldn't. So what we do is that for pitches like that, the GFA is bending the rules
to allow
women's football. Or Division 2
even women's football in above is played.
But I'm saying that it's wrong.
It's wrong. It's certain.
We can be taken on. You don't do that. The rules are clear.
Given the circumstances. Doctor, today, you want to build a football field in Medina.
Yes.
Where's the land?
But the land is there.
Where?
Where the field is now. Where you have the Medina AstroTurf now.
The land is, we have a big land.
We could have done that.
We would have done
where
that.
it is now.
If we're minded. If we're minded, we would have done
I was there when it was inaugurated. President Akufo-Addo came there.
Yes,
I was there. I was there. It could have been done.
But I saw one at...
it could have been done.
At Choco Girls School. I'm not too sure whether it's... But you see, the availability of the land is crucial.
Look, the underlying reasons
is about
partisan and political.
But if indeed I think beyond
they were
that,
strictly for
I think beyond that is availability of
and
land.
we're thinking beyond that. Because you see, for every place, for every constituency where you find one of these ones that do not meet the purpose, you would find places in that constituency where we could have built one that would meet the purpose.
In my constituency,
you see, I don't want yet. In your constituency, but we've just identified two.
But I've told you that they are grass pitches. They are grass pitches.
There's even a school
and nothing like that.
When you pass that, I don't know if that is part of your constituency. When you pass that, if you are going towards La Paz, there's a school in there. They have a football pitch by the school. I don't know the name.
That is where we have done the straight on the overhead, on the N1.
On the N1.
Yeah, in the evening you see the lights. It's where we have done.
No, this one is inside a bit. I don't know if it's part of your point. But the point I'm making is that you see, the pitch can serve a community purpose. But if we can upgrade it to serve a national purpose, it will benefit the community. Assuming Lagos City is playing House of Hope at Medina Zongo, do you know what that will do to the local economy? Water people will buy, food people will buy, people will...
Look, the Kwando Stadium...
Would you understand?
The Kwando Stadium, for the last 8 years, whatever you find there, whatever you find there is what we have done. I have done.
You see.
You understand? Yet, the schools.
That's
where they have their sports and everything. That's where they use. That's what they do. Everywhere. All of them. That's what they use. Even with the way, the nature, the way it is. That's what they use. I'm sure that with this, the Hohoi one.
Yes.
The Honorable one. I'm sure that everybody, the schools and others,
everybody
they would have to come.
Yeah. In all of this, government itself is putting infrastructure in place.
You don't get what I'm saying.
Not too long ago.
That is the reason why.
Not too long ago.
That is the reason why.
No, we are talking about standard pitches.
What we are doing.
But we just done a stadium in Koforidua. Koforidua. University of Ghana Stadium is coming up.
Okay.
All of this are infrastructure. That is happening.
I'm coming to do. I'll do a small exercise in the next few weeks or months. Very interesting one. I'll just give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. Have you seen the stadium being built by Goldfields at Takwa?
I haven't.
Okay. So maybe Google it. You'll see that stadium. It's been built. I'm told that...
but I'll meet CAF standards.
I'm told that
Tony Obin speak on
it. As we speak today, the best facility in Ghana only qualifies to be a grade 3. According to CAF and FIFA standards.
That's
grade 3.
Kumasi, right?
Not 1, not 2.
The best facility in the country
that we have can only meet grade 3. And even with the grade 3, there are question marks. Things that we need to even do to meet the grade 3. That's the least grade as far as the facilities are concerned. That's where we probably are at the moment.
And that's for Kumasi?
Yes.
Is it Kumasi or Cape Coast?
Kumasi is the only qualifier.
Cape Coast is dropped a bit. It's dropped because they have raised a lot more issues. As for Accra,
out.
Like they say,
it saddens my heart. 2008, I recollect I was at the stadium. Seated next to Lothar Matthias. I mean, the stadium was sparkling. What is up with the maintenance culture? About a couple of months ago, I went to the stadium and it was just...
Let me tell you something. One, we're a country that we build facilities. We're focused on, we're going to take a loan of 50 million to build something. the issue of how to maintain the place, who to maintain the place. This is what Goldfields is building. You see this thing what they are building. This is even, I think, a 3D. But we'll get a real. You get a real. There are real videos, and you see the seats and everything. The producer, if you can get a real video, there's a real video of the stadium. You see everything. You know how much they're building that for? $13 million. $13 million.
That would have built for 50 million.
No, I'm saying $13 million. We are building some things. We call them youth resource centers and others. Some of them, they started at 2.5. They went to 5 point something. The last time I was checking, one of them is getting close to $10 million.
Wow.
Yes. You put those facilities around. And when I was having a chat with a journalist yesterday, when those issues came up, then you know the first thing that came to mind, many years ago, when we were comparing the 3 classroom and 6 classroom blocks that MTN was building vis-a-vis what government of Ghana was building, and the price disparity. You know? We're back.
Are they explained?
Good afternoon, Mr. Ambedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Asari.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debt.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ambedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Everybody knows Acrobato, and if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
chese na me ankasa me period na say problems wom ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chese na nyana sam ketewa na me coin point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro me fire no ene ma won kra me enu kofo kwa na mkwan mu a eba and everything yourself
me ma me no adwojo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko end point o mama no nura ene ne wan dia watimi asori anante
that's end point for you
ofa Roberto
hello
hey ohwehwe wa che
okay
a free bra wo di end point wa dance am me ko ye no me joso sema na enkoyie emfaso na maye me nyina na magina sebema na me ni fie fo de e ho de nyina jaresa
you heard everything I have secret end point is my secret end point homeopathic clinic I'm free
my son there's more blessing in giving than receiving kwa woni fie fo nyina enkobo de makers insura no hu deuro.
The pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. Up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. Edike Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Shaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Bwachi Hospital Junction.
Number 9 market.
Shaman and Dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254.
Terms and conditions apply.
Inside Black Star Press Limited, grow inside the invective minds, evolving concepts and the creative trends. The printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity, and natural wonder with our works. Inside Black Star Press Limited, in association with Lionhead Group of Companies. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatment like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the He.
To help meet your business and private printing needs successfully, we have just the right products and services. At Appointed Time Printing Limited, we specialize in digital printing, offset printing, packaging and security printing. Our innovative designs and complete professional touch on our print products such as posters, flyers, brochures, magazines, whole cards and any other print solution of your choice ensure that our customers are always happily connected to their audience. With our security printing section, our clients are assured of a highly secured and confidential work process from start to finish. At Appointed Time, our prices are very competitive. Locate us at the old GNTC building near Swansea Shopping Arcade, Accra. Contact us on 0501 454165, 0501 454167. Appointed Time Printing Limited. Our printing is the solution.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still with me on the show, I have the Honorable Fuseni Issa and also the Honorable, okay, you like Comrade Fred Agwenyo. So if you go to Parliament, you'll be Comrade.
That's right.
Not Honorable.
No.
As for you, these people, this is your... Anyway, are you tired of compromising on the quality of your furniture? Look no further. With Gracefield Ventures, you're guaranteed top-notch products that are not only beautiful but also built to last. With over a decade of experience, Gracefield Ventures is being the ultimate destination for office and home furniture, creating living and working spaces that exude charm and sophistication. From luxurious sofas that cradle you in comfort to sleek swivel chairs that elevate your productivity, we have it all. Go on, visit our plush showroom at the heart of Kisem and Accra from Monday to Saturday. You can reach Gracefield Ventures on 0501 672 776 or 0501 672 777. Gracefield bringing world-class furniture and exceptional service right to your doorstep. And what does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember, I've got a mullah, got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on their website at www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some moolah. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more moolah, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority and is not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. And I am sure that many people do not even know the power of charcoal. Okay, so charcoal has a natural absorptive property which helps remove the bacteria that produces bad breath in the mouth, hence giving you a fresh breath. So this is where Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, which has been formulated and produced under strict hygienic conditions with all the necessary production protocols and has been approved by the Food and Drugs Authority, come in. Constant use of Kel Charcoal Toothpaste gives you a good fresh breath, whiter teeth, reduces dental plaque, makes the gum healthy and strong, prevents cavity, upset stomach, hangover, and so on. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste is recommended for adults and children from 6 years and above, and it's for white teeth and fresh breath all day long. This is another quality product from Samara Company Limited. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, happy smile. And Ayasoko, Betways, cash out just go way better. The enhanced early partial and auto cash out feature lets you cash your bets out early. Cash out a portion of your ongoing bets or even set your bets to cash out automatically. All this to give you way more control over every thrilling bet you place. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. This is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana and it's not for persons under the age of 18. Betway, get way more. And are you ready to treat your callers to good tunes while you win incredible rewards? Earn points by purchasing, renewing, copying or gifting your favorite caller tunes, and you can win amazing prizes based on your total accumulated points. Yes, build as many points as possible and you can win tons of data to stay connected to the things you love. Or you can win an amazing 10,000 Ghana cedis cash prize to splash on your favorite things. It's the perfect way to entertain your callers with music and get rewarded at the same time. Start collecting your caller tunes points today. Visit callertunes.mtn.com.gh and you spell caller tunes with a Z at the end of tunes, not S, Z. Or just dial *1355# to get started on the MTN Caller Tunes service. This promo lasts to the 7th of November 2023. Terms and conditions apply. Let's talk a bit about alternative medicine. You know, when it comes to our health, God is the healer, but He does the healing through humans. And one way to cure ailments is through alternative medicine. And that's where Amen Alternative Medical Hospital comes in. It's one of the best alternative medicine hospitals in Ghana today. So for all your health consultations, counseling, physiotherapy, and homeopathic medicine, Amen Alternative Medical Hospital is the best for you. It's the first to modernize herbal and homeopathy medicine in Ghana. They have the best medical practitioners from KNUST with the state-of-the-art medical equipment created for your need. The most obscure ailments can be diagnosed and taken care of. Amen Alternative Medical Hospital is at Klagon on the Lashibia Shaman Road near the Underbridge, and they're open from Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sundays from 11 p.m. to 3 p.m. Or you can reach them on 0207 229-505 or 0244-227-192 to book your appointments. Amen Alternative Medical Hospital, God is the healer. And talking about healing and all that, one of the places that will require a lot of healing is Garu. I'm sure that you've seen pictures and videos, quite horrifying, of what has happened in Garu over the weekend. Now, Parliament has summoned National Security Minister Albert Kandapa to appear before it on Thursday, November 9, that's next week, Thursday, to brief the House on the alleged military attacks on residents of Garu and Timpani in the Upper East region. Over 50 people were hospitalized after some military personnel allegedly unleashed mayhem on the Garu residents over the weekend. It's alleged that the military attack was in retaliation for an attack on some national security operatives by a vigilante group. In response to calls by members of Parliament for an investigation into the matter, Andrew Amwakwesiama, the second Deputy Speaker of Parliament, who chaired proceedings at the time the concern was raised in the House, directed the National Security Minister to brief the legislators on the situation on November 9, 2023. Quote, at the moment, what I want to do is to invite the minister to appear before the entire House. Come and brief us. Probably what we're hearing is different from what the minister has at the sleeves. So let us invite the minister to appear before the House. He will come and brief the House and he will take it from there. So I'm asking that the minister appear before the House on Thursday, the 9th of November 2023 to brief the House concerning issues relating to happenings at Garu and Timpani. And I've read reports that suggest that the DCE, who's the head of RECSEC or DISEC or something, even says that he's not aware. So you're watching some of the footages from Garu. Fred, let me start with you.
Randy, this is quite a difficult subject to handle, but I will try my very best so I don't come across as stepping on too many toes. It is not for nothing that we have set up all these agencies, including security services, to assist us as a nation. We believe that if we don't have the police in place, we don't have the military in place, it will become very, very difficult for us to govern ourselves as a people. And that is why we have set up this institution. Their number one objective is to protect the citizens and to protect our property and whatever we have. The military are supposed to look at our territorial integrity, make sure that there are no external aggressions and all those things that would destabilize the peace of this country. And so, as citizens, we have a responsibility to support them. We have a responsibility to respect them and aid them in their work. I am not happy when I have to sit on radio or television to criticize the security services or to, as it were, lambast them for some wrongdoing. But this thing that is happening, especially with the military, is becoming one too many. And I think that the time has come for us to call them out and let them appreciate that we have moved beyond those days of zombie and booga booga. We are now in a democracy. And so we expect that in the discharge of their duties, they'll remind themselves that you can't just go about things anyhow. Now, what happened in Garu? We are told the young people in Garu saw a vehicle, and they became suspicious about the activities of the vehicle. And so they approached the car and they realized that there were some ammunitions in the car and some other items they were not too sure of. And so they marched the people to the police station. And at the police station, there was some misunderstanding. Per the report or the statement that was issued by the national security or the military, these gentlemen were even holding some AK-47s and the shots at the vehicle and the military and the rest. I'm yet to see pictures of that. Or I'm yet to see any casualty, any security person who was shot at or who was beaten by the young people. Now, Randy, if you are a security agency and you are going to conduct an operation in a community, is it not fair and proper that at least some persons are given a head start that, yes, we are doing a covert operation, but we are going to come into your community, not to let people know what we are coming to do in the community, but at least for people to expect that some visitors in court or some security intelligence will be taking place around. Because truth be told, we all know what is happening in Boku. We all know what is happening in Burkina Faso. Every now and then when you pick your phone, you receive security alerts. See something, say something. And so if this gentleman, I'm just seeing a picture that Honorable is showing to me, I think through a vehicle. Is that supposed to be for the security services that they shot at? If this gentleman truly saw people they are suspicious of, and they took them to the police station, at what point at the police station did these gunshots, that you are showing me now, took place? Is it the case that the police couldn't take the people, as it were, they apprehended and brought to the place, and engage the young people to return back to their what exactly transpired? We need to know more. But this thing where anytime a security person, especially a military personnel, is quote unquote attacked, they zoom into a whole community, and any man that is seen in the community is beaten, is brutalized, and all that. For me, I don't think it's the way to go about it. Because I can just be an innocent person running, sleeping in my room. I can just be a visitor who just, visited the community. I don't even know anything about it. And we are told the operation started around 4 a.m. They come in there, they knock at your door, they enter the room. Any man they see in the room, they start beating you up, taking you through all manner of inhumane, torture and all that. I think that if the young people in the community have done anything wrong, they have attacked the security service that are not supposed to do, was it too much for us to conduct an investigation, arrest the perpetrators, and allow them to face the law? Do we need to beat everybody we meet inside? Do we need to go and knock at people's door, drag them out, and show them our military might and power? And this is not the first time this is happening. In recent time, I recall, I think it's in Wa, a similar thing happened. And we saw the way the military went about it. It happened at Shaman not too long ago. And we saw what happened at Shaman. I think that, yes, we have a responsibility, as I said from the beginning, to respect the security services. We have a responsibility to aid them in the discharge of their duties. And when we go wrong as civilians, the approach, as we have seen in time past, should not be the case. Innocent people should not become victims of things they don't know about. Innocent people, some of them very old men, some we are told they are not even sick, they are bedridden, just because they are men, they pounce on them, beating them, and now all of them are in the hospital. We are told that some were even arrested and brought to Accra, and they are still holding them. I heard the speaker yesterday appealing to the security agencies more than 24 hours. They have to release them if they have evidence that they have engaged in any wrongdoing. The court is there. Take them to court. If the court wants to remand them, they remand them. But just bring them from there, torture them. We don't know the state where they are now, and they are keeping them. I think that is unacceptable. And somebody must draw the attention of the military. They can't do without us. And I've always been saying, you may have all the weapons. We respect your uniform. Beyond that, you have family members who are not security men. You have family members who don't have the weapons you have. And so when you go attacking civilians, and they also want to take the law into their own hands and retaliate on people who are close to you, how are you going to manage it? And so we need to build that relationship. We need them. They need us. The same people are telling us on a daily basis, please, when you see something, draw our attention. When you see something happen in the community, let us know so we can move in. And so if these gentlemen, assuming they met the vehicle in town, they pounced on the vehicle, they beat their people and all that, the story would have been different. But on this occasion, we are told they marched them to the police station. So what is it that happened at the police station that they were exchange of guns? Now, they are saying that the operation that they went in for, they were going to look for ammunitions in homes. As I said, at least the chiefs there, if the DC, who is supposed to be the head of DISEC, is saying that he didn't even know about the operation. So who is aware? In this country, Randy, as you move around, you see all manner of people calling themselves national security operatives. Once you have a Gota phone and you have some boots you can wear, you are a national security operative. Go to our ports, go around, you see them. And so sometimes you are just not too sure if indeed you are dealing with a national security operative or an imposter. We see people who are even wearing police uniform, wearing military uniform, who are not members of any of these security services. And so for me, I thought that to go and conduct or carry out such operation, definitely the DC must know. Some other opinion leaders, one or two, must know that yes, you are coming to our community. You are not supposed to let the members know what you are coming to do necessarily. But at least people are aware. And so when they see you in town and they raise an alarm, somebody can quickly move in and say, oh no, indeed they are state operatives. What if there were any of these insurgents from Burkina Faso or any other place that are entered our country? Most of what we know, especially what is happening in Boku and around our borders. And so I think that the military, they are playing a major role. We can't do without them. We need them every day. But this approach, where they pounce on communities, pounce on civilians, only because one of them has been attacked, I think that we can do better. I am not for once encouraging the youth to take the law into their own hands, to beat up our security personnel, to rain insult on them or to attack them. Nobody has any right to do any such things. But I'm saying that if that has even happened, we should investigate and know the people who were involved. You can't run up a whole community. We are told some are even run away from the town, some are living in the farms and stuff like that. You destabilize a whole community just because a few young people, quote unquote, have been engaged in some wrongdoing. I think it's unacceptable. And I am happy that the minister has been summoned to come and brief Parliament as to what exactly brought about this issue. But what I've noticed over the period, right, anytime this thing happens, is as if the military higher command is quick to defend themselves. The statements that are put out, the statements that normally will come from the Ministry of Defense, from the National Security, is so defensive, as if they are right. And they'll paint a story that looks that what the people did was wrong. I think that what happened on this occasion, we need to condemn it. We need to tell our security services that if civilians misconduct themselves, there's a proper way of investigating and getting to the people who are involved in the wrongdoing and punishing them. Don't put everybody together and just punish innocent people. I think it's unacceptable.
Okay.
Randy, I don't speak for national security or the military. Yeah. But today, the threats, the security threats to us as a nation is bigger than ever before.
Right.
Ever. Given the activities in our sub-region, specifically the Sahelian region. Within our own country, and very close to this hotspot, is Boko. That had gone insane civil unrest for a very, very long time. It means that for the security to be up to task, they have to evolve with new ways. They have to evolve and be creative in how they secure our borders and our communities. Randy, for the incident in Garu and Timpani a couple of days ago, let's nobody kid ourselves and say that some people were seen in the community and were escorted to the police station. No, that was not the case. Thankfully, you have shown pictures on a vehicle in which national security operatives were riding. And I kid you not, no ordinary Land Cruiser could have survived this amount of gunfire. the glasses would have been broken. The bullets would have gone through the body of the car and hit somebody inside. I am inclined to believe that this is a reinforced or armored Land Cruiser, else there will be fatalities. If the occupants of the vehicle were not security people who probably knew how to maneuver in such situations, we would have been recording some fatalities by now. No ordinary Land Cruiser will survive this. And this is not a citizen's arrest. For somebody to say because you have seen some strange people within the community, you are escorting them to the police station. No. The amount of gunfire that was unleashed on this vehicle is frightening, especially coming from that area. I will not for 1 minute rationalize any excesses that happened at Garu on the fateful day. But as a community of people, as people, we need to show some empathy. The occupants of this vehicle, from what we are reading, showed identification to this youth that, look, we are operators of the national security. We are here on a purpose. You can say whatever that, oh, before they entered into the community, somebody had to. These days, those operations, they are offense and covert. I mean, who knows why they are there? For somebody to know the purpose, even their presence, might defeat the purpose for which they are there. And when somebody is shown an ID that I am from the national security, I think that what that person needs is cooperation and not gunfire. Nobody should rationalize the behavior of whoever took this action. No ordinary Land Cruiser could have survived this amount of gunfire without recording fatalities. That is not to rationalize whatever the military also did in Garu. No. Mm. There are two sides of the coin. I would think that what we need to do as civilians is to support the work of the security force. So when we go to sleep in the night, we sleep. I appreciate the work of the police people on the streets because they're keeping law and order on the streets. When I see a uniformed soldier, I go out of my way to either acknowledge the person. Look, I don't know if you've seen this film, A Few Good Men, one of my favorite movies. You appreciate the work the military do so that the rest of us can go and sleep. Mm. So what we need is to cooperate with them and not put them under this amount of stress. Mm. What happened in Garu? I will never rationalize any excesses. Mm. It is good that Parliament is taking the matter up. The minister is going to come to Parliament, give us circumstances that led to it. But you see, for me, and from what I've seen, the pictures of the ammunition that they had in the community itself is frightening.
But this one is trite knowledge. As for the small arms situation in this country, I mean,
it is frightening.
We've shown videos of, same community, to the left side of the road, to the right side of the road. Sometimes they even challenge themselves.
Yeah. As to who has there.
And when you hear the sound of the ammunition, these are not ammunitions that civilians should have. How many times have we seen reports of trucks that have been intercepted on their way up north with catch of arms?
Every time we watch international media, we see what is happening in other more advanced communities and societies. And this arm gets into the hands of somebody who is not very stable, psychologically stable, and you see the havoc they cause in schools.
Look, they are there. They really are there.
So it is for us.
I was in Tamale recently. Civilians, if you see what they have, and everybody knows this, sometimes we are too pretentious as a people.
That is why. That is why I started off by
situation in this country is no joke.
No, I know.
It's no joke.
So, we have entrusted.
How do they get it?
Of course, I mean, there are ways. I mean, when people tell you how some of these things happen, you'll be surprised. You see, we have entrusted this duty of whatever, running of these arms, making sure they don't get into the wrong arms and into the hands of the security forces. What they need is our support, and not to put them under this sort of.
No, my argument is that I am not rationalizing what the young people did. I'm always saying that reaction.
When you say the people were escorted to the police station, I think it oversimplifies the matter.
No, but that's the report that we have heard so far.
But those are also pictures.
Okay.
From a credible media like Metro TV.
But the point I'm making is
showing
that,
you.
But the point I'm making is that,
Fred, no ordinary Land Cruiser.
I agree.
Without recording fatalities.
Yes, that's not the bulletproof vehicle. But the point I'm making is that look for the perpetrators. Look for the perpetrators, punish them.
And you see,
don't go and run up the whole community.
When somebody has
innocent people,
this sort of thinking, you see, I'm saying, I remember once I wanted to get a pistol, and my dad advised me, look, it will give you some force of power that you really don't have, under the least provocation. Like happened to G-Man.
Yes.
It's a classic example. Yes. So the same person who was able and was able to attack national security operatives under other circumstances, you go to his home, you think he's going to talk nicely with you and give you a cup of tea?
But I think that there's a certain,
give you a cup of tea?
There's a certain modus operandi by the military. Yes. And I think that is what this thing is highlighting, especially after Shaman.
Yes.
We all saw what happened. The reaction of the military, you know, perhaps is not a bit reflective of the times that we
of the times, because we have the
try
history
to remind us
of those days,
you know, and we are moving along with them. You know, we have not left them behind us, and so they should try and be on the same.
We grew up in the PDC CDR in Abekao.
See, you see, I mean, you look at this and you might think that is somewhere in
a war-torn country, Somalia or somewhere,
you know. But this is Greater Accra.
You grew up in the 80s.
See. Look at this.
Nobody should rationalize this.
I mean, look at
in 2020.
So at least, for some of these guys who are lying there are completely innocent. They were not part of the issue at all.
If it were politicians who have been lined up and were treated like this by the military, it's a stab, it's against democracy.
It's unacceptable.
Nobody can rationalize this.
It's unacceptable.
You cannot rationalize this in 2023.
You know that people.
I mean, in the 80s, it was a pastime.
You know that people who believe that it's government officials who should be treated like this.
Government officials. Why should government officials be treated like this? Are they not from within us? Randy, are they not our brothers? Are they not? Don't they have the same socialization as us? This is when people single out politicians. Fred, we are on the same side on this matter.
I know, right?
When people single out politicians,
do you know what I've succeeded in doing? Do you know what I've succeeded in doing? Check the decibels in Husseini's voice when he was speaking earlier, and it wasn't about politicians. And see now.
No, I'm reminding him that we're on the same side now. We're on the same side.
No, we need to really be very careful.
It's like that.
I think that the military can go about this issues.
We need to go, but just to say this quickly, maybe.
Do we have elections on Saturday?
Yes. I know where you stand. Or you have not announced it publicly.
For your
okay, so what's happening? Showdown. You are not with the showdown.
We are showing up.
You are showing up.
We are showing up to ensure that the NPP comes out of this election.
But the number one candidate is Ghana Japan.
When you say show up in Litra English, we are going to be there.
You mean you are going to show
take
up?
Part.
Okay.
We are going to ensure that Team DMB prevails.
Team what?
DMB.
Which one is that?
Mahmoud Baumia. His Excellency.
Okay.
The man of the time.
Okay.
The man who, over time, through his public utterances, his speeches, the way he's held himself, he showed that given the opportunity, even as vice president, his achievements, given the opportunity as a president, he's going to lead our party to break the eight and go further to lead this country to the promised land. On Saturday, I mean, a lot is happening in this contest. Some statements that are not desirable. But for him, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and his team, ours is to ensure that after Saturday, our party remains more united and more prepared to contest and win elections in 2024. So we are not going to be distracted. I mean, there are things that have come into the media that we are not too pleasant with.
It's a bit dishonest. When you guys keep playing the victim.
How are you saying dishonest?
As if you are not also throwing shots from your place.
Randy, I have not thrown any shots.
Spouses are talking. Members of campaign teams are talking.
See, right?
Japan is also being attacked.
Everything that our team has said is geared towards one, contesting on a fair ground.
Selective hearing.
Uniting our party post the elections. And nothing untoward to break up our party or to make sure that we give ammunition to the other side. We are going to prevail on Saturday. We believe strongly.
Okay.
And that post Saturday, the NPP is going to put in itself.
We also don't want to send the Garu soldiers to your elections.
Randy,
yes. We don't need that sort of thing.
Randy, we wish Alhaji Bawumia, the establishment candidates, all the best in the elections. We are very, very certain that Alhaji Bawumia is going to emerge the winner. He's the one who has been prepared to take over from President Akufo-Addo. I wish I had opportunity, and I was in the position to do so, prior to the contest, to advise Alhaji Bawumia. You see, there's something very subtle.
He doesn't need your advice.
Oh, no. Why? That's why let me just say it on radio.
Keep it. Maybe.
Why must I keep it?
You keep it.
Why must I
keep it? I'm sure you have other relatives.
Why must I keep it? The reality. That, Randy.
Yes.
We are prepared.
Yes.
We are ready. He's going to emerge. We are monitoring, we are watching, we are listening closely to all the things that they are saying. After Saturday, I'm sure we'll come around this table and other tables, and then we'll discuss all the issues.
Right.
We ask all the questions.
Okay.
Alhaji Bawumia, we are going to assess him.
Okay.
From the time he was brought from Bank of Ghana.
Okay.
The reason they brought him.
Okay.
The things he said about himself.
Yes.
The things he said about others.
Yes.
The things others said about him.
Yes.
His performance in office. We are going to subject him to strict scrutiny and analysis.
I am very, very happy about this because his record is nothing that he's running away from. He stands by his record.
The man ran away from the economy long ago. He has become.
We will do that digitally.
So digitally we will do that. So we are prepared. We are ready.
Thank God he's taking us to that level where we can do this and do this effectively digitally.
Let me wish Kennedy Agyapong the best of luck. No, let's be Kennedy Agyapong the best of luck. Now he has Senate.
Yes.
When they were using him, and they thought he was serving his party, he was working for his own party.
He's also not a victim.
Now,
don't portray
now his own people are telling him who really he is. Now they portray him as a loose cannon. They portray him as a violent.
The front page of the crusading guy. They say
I've seen that report.
Ken was contracted to attack Anas. He was giving contracts to Koreans.
Randy, who contracted him?
But we know who gives contracts.
So government contracted Ken to go after Anas. Who get there?
It's on the front page of the New Crusading
Guide. We know the New Crusading Guide. So after Saturday, we will come around and discuss all these issues and know who contracted Kennedy Agyapong to go after Anas. How much money was paid, the contract sum. We want to know everything.
Okay.
And what objective was.
Okay, so we need to go. But today's the birthday of a member of parliament. Right. It's one of the Good Morning Ghana, it's part of the Good Morning Ghana team, the Honorable Collins Adumokumensa.
Oh, okay.
Today
Collins.
It's his birthday, yes.
Incidentally, he occupied the office that I left.
One of my favorite young politicians.
Yeah. The office that I left. He was in the physically the office space. Yeah.
So you are going to take it back from him?
I'm sure
Collins and now are together.
I'll go to
find another place for him. You go to a higher.
You know that.
Hey!
Collins, wish you a happy birthday.
As for Annie, she knows how to treat people.
Yeah, Chairman, Randy, a very quick one. Our regional chairman, Oti regional chairman,
yes,
Honorable Japon Kujo, has lost the junior brother.
Oh,
so God willing, this weekend.
He was Volta regional chairman.
He was the Volta regional chairman for 2 terms. Okay. When Oti region was created, he was moved to that place.
Right.
It's won a second term. So all of us will be in KJB come Saturday to commemorate with him and the family as we send the brother home.
All right. So one of the people who are still celebrating the National Science and Maths Quiz Triumph of Presec. Okay, so there's I've even forgot. There's
Happy are we? Studios are we?
So George Spencer Quay on that day church.
Oh yes, Spencer.
Today's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Well, I heard my brother John were barefooted to Presec 2 days ago.
Who?
John Tumelo.
Yes, he did. He did.
I saw that video and I was asking myself. So
we just keep it
you know, you beat his school, his Motown. So he thought his school was going to win.
I was surprised that people actually thought Motown could beat Presec.
And I'm told that today is also the birthday of a former deputy minister. I think was it Greater Accra region? The Honorable Isaac Nee Vanderpoy.
Yes, Greater Accra region.
Yes, he's 60 today.
Wow.
Yes, he's
still very
today.
active and strong.
Yes,
very committed member of the party.
You.
He works so
Honorable
hard.
Isaac Vanderpoy. All right. So lithium. It sounds like something in chemistry, right? Lithium. Okay. So the Minerals Commission is back, and we'll be talking lithium.
The Rara man.
Lithium. The Rara man. No, it's the Rara chief.
Rara man graduate.
That's not Isaac Vanderpool. You're showing me Chenche. That's not him. Anyway, so lithium. That's next.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security goat to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Hello Ghana, KNUSC ISWAM, Republic Welfare Limited, a subsidiary of Republic Bank Ghana, presents Women in Business Conference. Are you a young woman entrepreneur with a small business or medium-scale business? You can't miss this amazing program coming up at Cafe Banua Jowulua Crown on the 30th of November 2023, 9 a.m. sharp. Learn about loan financing, access to loans. All these benefits await you. Don't miss this amazing opportunities. Investment is a cool 1,000 Ghana cedis. Harvest all course materials, coffee break, lunch, networking. See you there.
Yamawako about the button Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. Ahadie, a bando KCC near Wakadia. Ubenya Biwa. Kabian in the house, any new here. Yansu ye were winning the four, or best son we ye amount. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories, ye jume did ye. A 24/7. Ye CCU engine, brake, battery, yes, a sound tie. Say bando car wash dia. Yawo abefun fidelity say steamer ye the whole car engine abra nsuo core engine nim ye san ye detailing metre say ye betwitwu car no mu ba bia ma o ye wi a ya san polish car na ma o kama enye we no munku ye san to car batteries tires rims any de keke kan Manadum Auto Fix and Accessories ema o car ensi ne dadem na enwu adwuma ma o hwehwe ye chira kwan wodansoma na sorry dan ho a ene KFC bon hwani mu e won kran se wo information anansem bise bia 024 651-9369. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. My
son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you and couple the makers in Sran.
the pneumatological aberration of the Lord revealeth unto me this night, that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited, up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway, Amasama Zongo Junction, at the K Pharmacy Dining, or Yer Fateman Boga Junction, Shaman Valco Flat, Kumasi, Ahinema Kokobain, Asafubuachi Hospital Junction. Number 9 Market.
And tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program
from 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply. The same got to move.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. And after quite a while, he's back here with us. And I'm talking about the Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Commission, Mr. Martin Ayisi. You know, Thursdays are our time with the Minerals Commission, but well, he's been mining green minerals and chasing contracts and drafting contracts and trying to put in place some regulatory regimes and legal frameworks for green minerals and all that. And so he's been absent. And I'm sure that for many of you, you heard the Lands Minister, the Honorable Abu Jinapo, announce the granting of the first ever mineral lease for lithium in Ghana. And this has raised a lot of issues, both for and against it. I'm sure you saw the graphic front page story quoting the revered Dr. Sam Jonah about this lithium contract. He was applauding government. You've also seen many experts in the industry also raise red flags about this particular deal. And so we're going to look at this whole issue of lithium, green minerals, this particular lease agreement, and all the issues that have been raised about it. Are we being shortchanged? Are we being shortchanged? And you remember, for those of you who've been watching us, Mr. Isi kept speaking about, oh, they want to put in place a framework, a new legal regime, a new framework for these green minerals and all that. Is not going to be business as usual. And then we heard that they've granted Ghana's first lease to Atlantic Lithium, I believe, is an Australian company. What really is this? What is in it for us? And have they done a great job for us, or have we been shortchanged once again? So he's here with me. Good morning, Martin.
Morning.
Okay.
I've been missing in action for 2 months.
Yes.
Yes.
You've gone green.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. So, Ewoya Lithium Project. What's that? Did I pronounce the name well? Ewoya?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ewoya, that's okay.
Because it's spelled E-W-O-Y-A-A.
Yeah, Ewoya. I think.
Which language is that?
Oh, I think that's the name of the town.
Town, okay.
There are about 8 communities that will be critically impacted.
Okay.
Core.
Where?
That area, about 8.
Where is that place?
That's central region in Fantiman municipality.
Okay.
Capital Salt Pond.
Okay.
I stand to be corrected. Somebody was also telling me that the actual meaning is like what? Death is painful.
A war, yeah.
Or whatever.
Okay.
Or is it?
Or my mother, yeah.
Or is it birth is painful? I don't know. Yeah. I'm not too sure, but I'll check and let you know.
Yes.
You know, many of our names of towns and villages across Ghana, they have a lot of meaning. So I'll just check before they come at you and say, yeah, you are misleading the general public. But to be precise, that's in the Fantiman municipality, capital Salt Pond.
Okay. So lithium, we know gold, we know bauxite, We know a few others. Lithium. Lithium. It sounds like I'm in a chemistry class. Lithium. What's lithium?
It's a mineral. As simple as that.
What kind of mineral?
It's a mineral that we have known that it has been existing all over. Randy, let me tell you something. 2004, while I was doing my master's in mining law in Dundee,
okay,
there was a Chilean guy in my office, in my class. I know Chile is the biggest producer of copper in the world. Then he used to tell me they also have lithium. And I was asking myself, what is that? And I don't know what it is. I will tell you something, and then, Randy, we got to be serious as a nation. It just tells you that we will need to treat geological investigation like the way we have treated cocoa as a nation. Are you aware that this report has been in the geological survey records all these years? About this lithium thing? It's been there for ages. To the extent that as a young officer then, I think legal officer at Minerals Commission, there was one Mrs. Amuaku Mensah, I think the first female geologist in Ghana. The husband used to be Dr. Amuaku Mensah, House of Folk.
Right.
Even wrote her thesis on it, using the report from Geological Survey. I'm talking about years back. Maybe that time we don't know what it is or the use for it. I mean, until the energy transition started, this issue of climate change, nobody cared about lithium and the other ones. And it turns out that all these things have been documented by Geological Survey. Maybe the time has come for us to go back, and that's what we're trying to do now. Look at all these reports that Geological Survey have over 50, 60, 70 years, because it was established by the British on practically every mineral, and see what we want to do with it. It's a shame that years on, somebody has to come from somewhere and come and spend 185 million.
Is this lithium?
I can't see properly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that it? It looks like coal.
Maybe next week. Yeah. Maybe next week. What we'll do is that I'll come and sometimes these pictures don't help. Like if you watch a documentary. Okay. So maybe 5-10 minutes.
Yes.
Next week Wednesday we'll discuss. We'll look at the processing and how it is done. It essentially comes from two ways. Either these salt flats that are pumped to the surface, huge evaporation ponds, like that typical of Southern America, where about 2/3 of the reserves are found, or hard rock, the one in Australia or this particular one. So that is it.
Okay.
It became an important mineral because of the energy transition. Other than that, it's nothing.
Okay.
Yes.
When is the energy transition? What do you mean?
I think I was in this studio and I told you some time ago that we've all come to accept the hard truth. Some people doubt it, that the earth is becoming warmer. And it all could be traced to the kind of energy we use. Essentially coal and the fossil fuels, you know, polluting, spewing, tons and tons of carbon dioxide into the skies, and then, you know, causing global sea levels to rise, ice melting, and then we are all in danger. You heard of that prime minister in one of the islands in the Pacific who was practically crying that his country is disappearing. So I think the world has taken this bold stand that, look, we got to do something. And one of the biggest things that, there's this climate change conference in Dubai, I'm sure by the end of the month. One of the things they are doing now is that, look, we got to move away from the current sources of fuel we use, energy, gas, petrol, coal, and move to cleaner ones. And the hard truth is that oil and gas will be around for years to come. It will still be there. It will not just fade out quickly. It will still be there. But then you can see serious steps being taken by almost practically every country. Maybe in one of our segments, I'll come and discuss what we call Inflation Reduction Act. More or less a law put in place by US to see how they can do all those things. So let's see how we can move towards cleaner sources of energy. So solar, the use of electric vehicles all over the place. And then it turns out that these electric vehicles, the laptops, the phones, flat screens, and all these things, require certain minerals to make them. That's why we call them green minerals or energy minerals. Several of them, including some rare earths. We are fortunate, we are blessed with a lot of them. Again, we have a lot of data on them over the years documented by geological survey. We just need to change our strategies, which we are working on. So that is it.
The last time we spoke about this green minerals and the issue of lithium came up, the issue of a regulatory framework. People were concerned that, look, we've not had the best from our gold and all those things. And that with this lithium, we ought to, the green minerals, for example, we needed to look at a proper framework in place so that we are not taking undue advantage of, and that we can take full advantage of this one. And you promised, and you actually told us that you were working on something. Government was working on something. Obviously, you are the regulator. You are working on something, and that you'll be able to put together a framework that will ensure that we get the best out of these green minerals, which appears to be the global focus, and of course, where Ghana also wants to go, so we are not left behind. Have you been able to do this?
Yeah, so Randy, before we discuss the project, let me step back and discuss the framework.
Right.
If you may recall, I don't know when, about 2-3 months ago, what you raised was not just a concern of everybody, but even the president himself. So the minister keep putting pressure and say, look, come out with something. So we prepared some briefs. He went to cabinet, we discussed it, and then cabinet gave him some policy directives and what we call it guidelines as to what must be done after some extensive discussion on that. So when he left cabinet, I think it became a front page story. He wrote to us that we should put in place all these strategies. So the first thing we have done is to amend our 2014 mineral policy. Currently, we have a 2014 mineral policy. Typically, policies are changed every 5 years. Unless something dramatic, doesn't occur, then you decide that, look, your policy is still good enough, then that is it. So the review of the existing policy has been done, taking into consideration these cabinet directives and policy matters.
So this is within the bosom of the commission? It's not something that goes to Parliament?
No. Okay. From cabinet, policy matters normally government. The minister may make a statement in Parliament about that. But then from cabinet, then the minister was giving some approvals on some policy directives as to where we should go or how we should treat these green minerals, having taken into consideration what we have potentially and what is happening globally.
Right.
Okay, because the mining industry is global, so you cannot sit and behave like an island. So that has been done. Then the minister wrote to the Minerals Commission as the institution that is mandated by law to formulate and recommend policies to government through the minister. The first thing we did was to do a thorough review of our 2014 mining policy. That has been completed. We have written to the minister. The review took into consideration everything that cabinet decided on as far as these green minerals are concerned. We've taken him through it. He's given us a green light to now do a stakeholder consultation. So between now and December, we'll do a nationwide stakeholder consultation on some of these policy issues as to how to treat not just green minerals, but the entire policy framework for mining. So that is number one. So that is it. And then we are also supposed to develop a strategy. A lot of countries have developed strategies within the last year or two. For example, UK has a strategy, US, EU, Australia and co. They all did that within the last 2 years. I've even chanced upon an African a green mineral strategy. I've seen a copy, which I'm sure Heads of State will develop. That is that. We have also done a review of the law, and we are also working on some legislation. So policy, we'll move to strategy, and then we'll take the law, etc. So the discussion of the OEA, the negotiations of the OEA lithium project, all happen within the context of all these cabinet directives. Okay, I'll touch on a few of them by and large before we get to the project proper. One, I think the fundamental thing is that we need to treat our green minerals separately or differently the way we treated the traditional minerals of gold, bauxite, and coal. But before I mention some of the cabinet directives or decisions that the government took, which means are made public, I mean it's public knowledge, there's one thing that is getting some of us alarmed. For instance, in this country, people don't read. It's a huge disappointment. People don't read. I'll tell you why. I have read the commentaries on ministers' public announcement following the signing of the OAR list. Even from people who have PhD, people who say they are experts, etc. I came to one conclusion only. That is not to say that we are the embodiment or repository of knowledge and that we are the only people who are right. No. But you see, Randy, even though you are doing this in public interest and people have the right to comment, the moment people start speaking, they realize that they don't have information. For example, practically almost every commentary, comment, criticism, even from think tanks that I have read on, because I'm keeping track on them, that's how we can respond, on the lithium agreement or contract that the minister talked about. One, they have not read the agreement. All the analysis and commentaries were based on the summary the minister gave during his, what do you call it, if you like, the signing ceremony, the day he signed and then he went public. So that is one. Two, I'm also more than convinced that a lot of people or experts who are responding or commenting on this agreement have also not read even the geological information on the project itself. Then third, even some of them are making references to we putting in place certain, laws or policies which are already there. So I saw a think tank, for example, talking about we using competitive bidding. Why don't we use that rather than use first come, first serve? And if you look at the things that they are talking about, clearly it means that they've not even read the Mining Act. But it is what it is. Let's step back a little bit. One, Randy, this is a project that started as far back as 2012. So if you like, roughly, at least over 10 years now. Originally a reconnaissance license. Then, yes, it was granted to a Ghanaian. Now the company that holds the process.
Which was in which year?
2012.
2012.
Yes, reconnaissance license. It's a type of mineral right in the other law. It's for a year, maximum renewable 1 year. After that, you have to convert to prospecting. The difference between prospecting and reconnaissance is that in reconnaissance, you don't allow, it's not intrusive. We don't allow drilling, we don't allow excavations or anything like that. And it's practically for 2 years. After 2 years, you have to convert to prospecting. So it was picked by a Ghanaian, and the name of the company was Barari. Barari, that's the name, the entity that holds the exploration right. So it was converted into a prospecting license, and somewhere in 2018. Now, Randy, just understand this. All over the world, it's a common practice. When you are giving a mineral right, okay, there's something that comes with it. We call it a work program, especially if it's exploration. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to spend money in carrying out the geological investigation in your approved work program. When anybody applies for a prospecting license, it comes with a work program. The work program essentially specifies two things. One, the kind of geological work you are going to carry out, and then how much it will cost. Then at the end of every quarter, not later than 2 weeks, you submit a report to the Minerals Commission. And these things are very, they cost a lot of money. That's how come that you see a lot of people taking it, coming from outside to come and do all these things. So the Ghanaian brought in foreign partners. So these Australians came in and they put in money. And there are two ways in which you can invest in an exploration project. You either give the person the money to do the work and then you earn in, or you do the work yourself and earn in. So over the years, at least within the last 5-6 years, the Australians have been spending money doing the geological investigation. And depending on how much they spend, they take a certain percentage and then the Ghanaian gets diluted until I think about 2 or so years ago, they announced the discovery of lithium in commercial quantities. Now, the laws of Ghana, like many other countries, says that when you identify a mineral in commercial quantities, the next thing is that you have to apply for a mining lease. That is the right to extract that mineral. Randy, you don't just get up and apply for a mining lease. You need to submit what we call a feasibility study. So the feasibility study will tell us, for instance, what quantity of mineral you have identified, how many years you intend to mine, what is the grade, the kind of method you use, whether open pit or underground, and the environmental impact, etc. All these things are in the feasibility. We'll do the review, and when we approve it, we'll send a recommendation to the minister to give you a mining lease. Now, Randy, when the initial report came, we realized that no, we can no longer, what we are seeing, we can no longer treat this mineral like the way we treated gold and the other one. So the recommendation was that government should do some kind of negotiations on the project. But by and large, as far as the report is concerned, they've told us that they'll be mining for like 12 years, roughly around 360,000 tons of lithium a year. And typically, for a mining project, the person may even tell you, or the company may even tell you 10, 15 years, but before you realize 40, 50 years, they are still in there because they keep doing exploration. So that is it. It's going to cost about $185 million to mine. So in brief, that is about this lithium project. So that is that. There are a couple of other prospecting licenses around anyway, but these are first mining lease. And then I need to clarify a few things before we start talking about whether or not we got a good deal. Randy, there are certain approvals, authorizations, or permits. Howsoever described, that one requires before you can start mining. And I want to categorize them because I think, was it this Monday or so, my minister had to issue a statement clarifying a few things that came out from, what do you call it, some parliamentarians, particularly the minority. Randy, one, the Constitution of Ghana says that before anybody, when anybody, any person or entity is granted a right to extract a mineral, in fact the word used there for the exploitation of a mineral, or any transaction, it says any transaction or any right that is granted for the extraction or exploitation of a mineral, it has to be ratified by Parliament. So the first step is that now that the lease has been signed by the minister will have to take it to Parliament for ratification. That will be done. So when news, social media, we heard that people were saying, they're going to start mining without parliamentary ratification. We were a bit surprised about that, but be that is made, the minister has corrected that. So very soon, Parliament just came from recess. The minister will take the lease to Parliament for ratification. So we need to clear that hurdle first. So the lease is number one. Number two, it has to go to Parliament for ratification. The third one is that the company will have to go to the environmental permitting process with EPA. So they have to do scoping study, do public hearing and discuss the impacts. It's open to everybody. The public, environmental experts can talk about that. So they will have to go through that first. So once the lease is ratified, once they go to the environmental permitting process and they are issuing for an environmental permit, they will have to come back to the Minerals Commission. Then the Chief Inspector of Mines will issue them an operating permit, and will even issue them a construction permit. So all these approvals or authorizations or permits need to be obtained first before construction and development can start. Timelines maybe between now and end of the year or perhaps early next year. So we still have a lot of paperwork, documentations, and approval, to go through. So I needed to set the record straight on that. Fortunately, the minister corrected that with a press release, I think Monday. That's about 4 days ago. So, Randy, in brief, that is a Weya Lithium project. As again, let me repeat, is located in the Infantiman municipality in the central region of Ghana.
So I have a couple of questions for you.
Yes.
Now, one, in explaining what has happened in the area of the framework and the regulatory framework and the legal framework and all that, You explained the discussions at cabinet.
Yes.
The directives
from the minister to my good self.
The fact that you are reviewing the policy.
Yes.
You will have a stakeholder engagement towards the end of the year.
Yes.
And then obviously, if it requires some legal re-engineering or something, it will go to Parliament.
Yes.
Not so?
Yes.
Now, so my first question is, what is it about this particular project that could not wait for us to go through the entire process and have all our things done, our legal and regulatory framework done, the possible amendments to the law done before we would grant this lease?
Randy, that's a good question. But Randy, I'll answer it in this way. I think we know what we want. What we want as a nation, we want the best out of whatever we want to do. You want to see more Ghanaian and state participation. You want to see the situation where the product will not go out raw. You understand that? So, you know, I came to this studio and told you that an area that we have not done very well as a nation, in fact, many African countries, is adding value to our mineral. That is why 2 days ago, when there was this huge banner airline that manganese now will be processed locally, we should all be happy about that. That's going to be a game changer. So what is it that we want? At the end of the day, we have to add value to our minerals and get more money and then get more products out of it. You understand that? Because it's only when you refine the product that you can get a carbonated or hydroxide, then you can make the battery cells and all those things. So we know that already. You have to look at the basic receipts, royalty, the tax. You understand that? All these basic things, we know them already. So following on from the directive from cabinet and then what the minister also, you know, gave us, is good enough for us to move in a certain direction. We can't wait. And then number 2, Randy, the price of lithium is falling terribly. It's now barely over 2,000. When I came to GCD, it's over 6,000. Raising oversupply. Okay? Yes, things are moving very fast. And then remember, the minerals that are used for the battery, the energy storage devices, is not just lithium. Okay? If you take the anode, for example, they use graphite. Overwhelmingly about 95%. Then if you take the cathode, they use manganese, they use nickel, they use cobalt, they use lithium. Now, many of these developed countries and co that rely on these things, and it's not just for battery, they also use them for defense purposes. Okay? They are worried about security of supply. If you take rare earths that are also used, over 80% of rare earths comes from China. Graphite like this, graphite, a key component of the battery, 60% is produced in China, 80% of the processing, China. So this is a mineral that is dominated by China. It gets the West worried. So quickly people are developing substitutes. Yes, people are developing substitutes. Okay, so you look at it. Do we increase nickel and manganese because that is easy to obtain and reduce that of lithium or cobalt? For example, cobalt, just one country, DRC, has about 60% of the world's reserve. The whole of eastern part of Congo is in turmoil. Security of supply is a problem. So can we find alternatives? And a lot of research is going on in Japan, in South Korea, US, and many of these countries to see how we can change the chemistry. Okay, the ones that are widely available, let's increase that and then reduce these ones because they are coming from unfriendly countries or countries that are not safe. If you say DRC gets up and say, we're not going to export cobalt or the cobalt mines are overrun by rebels, okay, what happens? Then the price will shoot up. Then to make the electric cars difficult to afford and all those. So these things are going on. At a point in time, some experts were saying that, let's leave the lithium down for generation. Give yourself 10, 15 years, you wake up and realize that your lithium has become useless because people have found other minerals or what we call substitutes. So having regard to what is happening globally, the way substitutes are developing very fast, and a lot of lithium products are coming on stream. Randy, as I speak, just 3 countries have close to about 70% of the world's reserves of lithium. Chile, that has about 40%. Argentina and Bolivia. together these three countries where their borders meet, they call it a lithium triangle. And then if you look at Zimbabwe, which has the largest reserves in Africa, number 6 in the world, and other countries, a lot of people are making discoveries. So next year or so, people are even talking about oversupply. So if you sit there and say, oh, I want to wait for my law, I want to wait for my regulations, etc., before you realize you're overtaken by events, you will lose out. So my answer is that the basic things that we need to do, learning from the lessons of gold and other minerals, we have them. We know what we want. The mineral cannot go out raw. We're tired of manganese and bauxite going out. You export bauxite, then you bring in processed alumina, and then you take it to Vaco. The accounts will say, oh, Koya now buy it. That's how we establish Giadec and Gizek and Co. So we know all this. You got to add value. It is basic. Do you need to wait for any law? No. So you design your contract or framework to make sure that you capture that. How do you enhance the receipts when these minerals, they start mining them? How do you ensure that the 185 million that they're going to use to develop the mine, many of the contracts, okay? Because a lot will go into the mine, processing plant, contract mining, and all those things. How do you ensure that maybe 150 or 180 out of the 185 million for developing this mine, you capture them, that things don't come from outside? We know these things. So with this, we decided to act.
If I were a stakeholder,
yes,
and I was watching you or listening to you,
yes,
I would say that the stakeholder engagements are not important.
It is important.
You know what to do.
No.
You've decided to do it. It's pretty obvious that you don't need anybody's input.
It is important.
So go ahead.
No, it is important. Then we could as well stop everything. Randy, it is important because the review we are doing is not just lithium. We are reviewing the entire mining policy, which is almost 10 years now. A lot has happened. Emerging trends, technology, okay, a whole lot of minerals, and then how we should also treat certain things. That is it. And then Randy, as I said, there are certain things you don't have control over. Okay? So if you joke, it's not as if like you are Botswana, that is the biggest producer of diamond by value in the world. Or you are South Africa, that controls about 85% of PGM, that is platinum group of minerals. South Africa and Zimbabwe alone controls about 85% of the world's deposits of platinum. So they can decide to take certain drastic measures. Or if it is oil, Saudi Arabia, the only country with a spare capacity in the world. Saudi Arabia is the only country that within the next 2 minutes can change the price of oil. They can decide that, look, we are withdrawing 2 million barrels from the market, or we're going to pump more, and then price can collapse. So what Saudi Arabia can do, Nigeria cannot do it. You cannot compare your barely, is it 1-2 million barrels a day, to a country that is doing 10 million barrels a day.
Monkeys play by size.
I saw 2-3 days ago, World Bank saying that if you are not careful and this Hamas-Israeli thing is not resolved, oil price could go to $150. Why are they saying that? Because most of the oil comes from the Gulf. Do you understand? And so South Africa can decide to tinker with issues concerning PGM or manganese or chrome because they have a lot. Okay, or Kazakhstan, which is the biggest producer of what you call it, uranium. So when you are making certain decisions, you also have to look at what you have. Again, we barely, I don't think we do even 200,000 barrels a day for oil. Okay, Nigeria does maybe 1 million or more. So certain things Nigeria can do, you cannot do it. Okay, my studies in petroleum law tells me that Nigeria has by far the toughest local content laws in oil and gas. They have over 50 plus history of mining, of petroleum. So certain things they can do, having regard to their expertise, their reserves. Ghana cannot do it, but we're also producing oil. So if you look at the fact that just 3 countries control 70% of the world reserves of lithium, the way prices are moving, growth of subsidies, etc., you cannot sit here and say, let me finish my policy, let me finish my law, let me finish my regulations before you start mining. You wake up and realize that lithium is no longer being used because there are other substitutes that, they found. So that is it. Okay. But at least it is clear that what Ghanaians want is that we want to add value to our minerals. We want to make more money. We want Ghanaians to participate. People are saying that, oh, foreigners are dominating. But when you go out and tell people, come and put money in exploration, they tell you it's risky. Randy, if I go out right now and I said I want some of the rich people in this country, maybe they should raise $5-10 million so that we go and do exploration in some good projects in gold. They will tell you they will prefer real estate. They will rather go and spend $5-6 million in cantonments or Laboni and all those areas put up rates, they'll make more money from it. But I guess with this education, that is it. So if you say we should wait for the policy to be completed, wait for the laws to be done and all those things, you just wake up one day and realize that the whole thing has become a white elephant. So we got to move on.
Okay. So in reading, you spoke about the commentaries around this project and all that. One article that I found interesting was authored by a lawyer who was expertise in oil and gas.
Labi.
Yes,
Labi.
Isaac Minta Labi.
I read it and I realized that I want to be charitable and show respect as a colleague lawyer. I don't know him personally, but we connected on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Clearly, he's got his facts wrong. He talked about, Bolivia has decided to suspend everything and they can finish. They want to take their time and do it. So, but Randy, hang on for a second. I have just told you that just 3 countries, the so-called Lithium Triangle in Latin America, Bolivia, Argentina, and Chile, have decided that, they have the reserves. Okay? So certain countries can take certain measures because of the kind of reserves they have.
So for the benefit
what is the size of a whale?
Yeah, so for the benefit of our viewers, let me try and summarize the point he makes.
Okay.
Now, he bemoans how the country Ghana has not taken advantage of the mineral resources by the kind of agreements that we enter. And he makes the point that there's a royalty-based agreement and there's an industrialization-based agreement. And he believes that what we have done is that we have opted for a royalty-based agreement. And in his write-up, he speaks about us getting some 13%. And he speaks about the company investing about $185 million in this whole project. And we're getting 13% from royalty base. Then that is where he brings the Bolivian example, where he says that as far as Bolivia is concerned, they've gone for the industrialized based agreement, where they say that we will only sign the agreement if the factories will be set up here and the things in their country and the lithium will be processed into those batteries and everything before they are exported. They will not sign any contract that sends out the lithium as a mineral in a state outside their country. So he's asking, why would we go for a royalty-based agreement and just get 13%? In any case, the $185 million that they are going to sink in this economy or in the exploration and all those things, what is the big deal about it? And he thinks that we are making the same mistake that we've made with all our discoveries.
Randy,
I hope I've summarized
this. I got it right.
Yes.
And he's not alone. Okay. I also read something by ASEP and Institute of Economic Affairs on Ghana strategies. I'm preparing a response. Okay. Randy, you remember when I started? Yes. My initial summary was that people have not read. Clearly, I am more than convinced that Isaac Labi has not got a full grasp of what he's talking about. He got it totally wrong. He has not got the full facts. That's why we are here. In fact, we are here for the long haul. The whole of November, we are here.
Right.
Royalty-based agreement, he only picked one aspect of it because maybe we said royalty 10%, so perhaps it was happening on it. They have not read the agreement. I'll be very surprised if he has even seen the entire agreement, and I'll make it available. He has not even read the reports. And Randy, sometimes we should stop behaving like then we could just get up and say, because we have found one crocodile in a pond, it's not a tourist attraction. My reaction, he has not read it. He has not got all the full facts. So as he listens to me today, next week, throughout November, he will understand the issues properly. Then we can have a debate. So what I'm going to do is that, as far as I'm concerned, we've got some of the finest deals you can think of in the world. I'm going to break it down after the other. I'll look at the receipts, potential revenue that the state will get. And royalty is just one aspect. I'll discuss value addition. I'll discuss local content. I'll discuss state and Ghanaian participation.
Which are all in this agreement.
They are all in the agreement. Which as far as I'm concerned, they've not read it. Many of them have not seen the agreement. We'll make it publicly available, even before Minister takes it to Parliament. I'll put it on the website and I'll put in
Shouldn't you have highlighted these key things?
No. You know what happened?
Yes.
The day Minister signed the agreement, then he just gave a summary or some briefs of some of the things the state had negotiated.
Yes.
So that is what people are running with. So I'm going to put the agreement on the website of the commission and issue a public statement, and then make it available so that people can take their time and read the full details. Every analysis, Randy, trust me, and I know what I'm talking about. That is not to say that we are shutting people down. We are saying people cannot criticize it and say maybe perhaps even your royalty should have been 20%. That's not what we are saying. But I'm saying that clearly from the lives of what Mr. Labi said, my colleague lawyer, when I also read Ghana Strategies, what was put out there by ASEP and Institute of Economic Affairs, and even what Dr. John Kwachi said, he even used the word, why do we keep signing colonial contracts? But if I call Dr. Kwachi now, whether he has read the agreement, he will tell you no. So I'm here to do that. You know, pour out the fine details. You can ask all the questions from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe or Aminatu to Zimbabwe. We'll explain it. And then we'll also make the contract available. Then people can critique it. I mean, it's all transparency when it goes to Parliament so that we can discuss it. Then people can make proper analysis. So he only picked out the royalty. That, why are we celebrating 10% royalty? So he says royalty based. But there's value addition in there. There's state participation. Okay? And then the other things there. So people don't have the facts. That's my simple reaction. Okay. He has not got all the facts. When I read it, I say, hey, this man, I need to provide the agreement or the contract, you know, for them so that they can read and we can have more debate.
So from next week, we'll start breaking down the contract.
We will start, but we can mention a few.
Yes, go on.
So, Randy, I'm going to discuss 6 aspects of the whole. 6. Okay. 6 of them. Yes. Maybe you can make some notes.
Yes.
The first one is to look at the financial part.
Okay.
It's all about money, some aspects. So when it comes to the receipts, what do we get? Potential, or what is it that we can get? The receipts, potentially, what is in it for us? I'm also going to discuss state participation. Okay, so Mr. Labi and Co just picked these two, an aspect, and then they did that right up. I'm also going to discuss Ghanaian participation. I want to separate that. If like you can box the two together, state and Ghanaian participation, they are not the same.
Will Ghanaian participation fall in the category of local content?
Yes.
Okay.
And so even if I say local content, I can have so many items under it.
Okay.
Yes.
So local content.
Yes, then we also talk about listing on the stock exchange.
So GSE.
So that people can also buy.
GSE. Okay.
Then we'll discuss value addition.
Value addition. All right.
Are we going to add value? What has been put in place? So all these things are
so
set
this
out.
6, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I have 5 now.
You have.
Financial,
Let's go to
state
it.
participation, local content, stock exchange, value addition.
Yes.
If
you talk about the stock exchange, if you talk about the value the local content, I mean, we can. In fact, if you take Lithium on the stock exchange, state participation, they are all even local content. So we'll go beyond that.
Right.
But we can start with some part of the financials.
Right.
Then we can move on.
Okay.
Randy, practically almost every country in the world where minerals are mined, you pay something to the state which we call royalty. Royalty is paid to the owner of the mineral. So if you go to Australia, for example, royalty is paid to the various provinces or states that make up Australia. So every country collects royalty. Currently, the royalty rate in Ghana is 5%. Some other rates have been negotiated for certain types of agreements, especially those who have the development agreements. So we have decided, or the government negotiated for a royalty rate of 10%. Now let me give you a few statistics because you see, Randy, you need to compare. As far as I'm concerned, close to about 50% of current production of lithium comes from one country, which is Australia. Royalty rate in Australia is 5%. Mali is so endowed in lithium. In fact, they have one project called Gulamina. Gulamina is almost 3 times the size of a Wuya. The royalty in Mali is 6%. Zimbabwe has the largest reserves of lithium in Africa and number 6 in the world after Australia. In terms of production, you have Australia, you have Chile, then you have China, then you have Argentina, you have Brazil, and then you have Zimbabwe. Royalty in Zimbabwe is 5%. The only country perhaps that has a higher royalty than Ghana is Chile. Now, Chile passed the law this year. The rate is between 8 to 26%. They use a certain margin. Okay, it's something they introduced this year. So, Randy, outside Chile, and I need to underscore this, they have close to 40% of the world's reserves. So, I repeat, they are the Saudi Arabia of lithium in the world, and the number 2 producer currently. So number 2, but they have the biggest reserves. Outside Chile, where they have a rate between 8 to 26% based on margins, etc., Ghana has perhaps the highest royalty for lithium in the world. If this is not a good deal, what is it? And this is just one out of the several things that we shall be discussing throughout the period of November. So that's royalty. And that's a killer. We got it right on royalty, 10%. That is it. And remember, royalty is not sensitive to profit. Whether you are making profit or not, they pay it. So if we compare ourselves to Mali, which has far bigger reserves than you, Australia, Western Australia is the biggest producer of lithium in the world, and in fact the largest mining hub in the world, Zimbabwe and the other country. Save Chile, we have a very high royalty. I don't see how this could be a bad day. So we can take off on that. That's number 1. Randy, 2. We also need to put community first. Look at our mining communities. If you like, you can say they are desolate. They don't look like Johannesburg. They don't look like Perth. They don't look like Toronto and co. Randy, we also negotiated a community development fund for the community of 1%. 1%. Now, it is a shame that Ghana is the only country in Africa where, when it comes to corporate social responsibility, it is not legislated. So if you go to Pesos Mining, they have a Deacon Trust. You go to Newman, they have a Hafo Foundation, Obuasi, and all those people. They spend a lot of money. This one I heard you talked about this stadium they are building. They will deduct it. All these social things they do is tax deductible. Yet we don't have any legal framework governing it. All of them, all the countries in Africa that copy our law, they have it. Tanzania has 1% for what we call the Community Development Fund. So Angogo Ashani, that will pay the Gita mines. They pay. Sierra Leone, 1%. Kenya, 1%. All of them have 1%. So we have decided that the community should have 1% of revenue, not profit. As we speak, Newmont, they use 1% of their profit. And profit, that's when you make profit. 1% of profit and 1% of every ounce of gold they sell. That's what they use in setting up the Hafo Foundation. If you like, calculate 1% of revenue and compare it to 1% of profit plus $1 for every ounce you see, and you see the figures. So very soon we are changing the law. So we say 1% of the revenue of the sale should go to the community. They will set up a fund, we develop a framework of that. That is not the only thing. There is also the Growth and Stability Levy, which was passed this year by Parliament, just this April. Mm-hmm. We've also slotted that in. And that is on revenue, it's not even tax deductible. So if you add it, effectively royalty is 11%. Okay? And then they will pay the other things. Corporate tax is 35%. That of Mali is 30%. So Mali has 6% royalty, and they have a 30% corporate income tax. Mm-hmm. We have a 10% royalty. Now I'm saying it's 11%, and also a 35% corporate tax. If you look at the revised data they have, this is a project where the payback period is 1.5 years. It's not like this gold where they take 5 to 10 years. 1.5 years. Based on the feasibility we review. It could even be less than a year, even at current price. So that is just on royalty and then a corporate income tax. And then also the fact that 1% of revenue will be set up for the community. I engaged the Infantiman Municipal what do you call it? The Assembly. Yeah, the DC. Okay. The MCE. Yes, the MCE. I asked him, what is your common fund? He said, about 1.2 million. And you know that? Yes.
Per annum.
Yes. That's a what? $100,000?
Yes.
If we use the 1% based on the current figures, you are talking about not less than $6 million to the community alone. Okay? At current price, it's even more than $6 million. And that's about 8 communities, perhaps more after they do the environmental permitting. That's a lot of money. That will go to the community. No community gets that.
What about the impact?
The impact is, we'll talk about that. Yeah, I want us to go to the terms first. Yeah. So, to summarize on the fiscal terms, we have 10% royalty. We have 1% for community development. We have 1% government stability levy. We also have shareholding of 13% now. The law says 10%. Mali is 10.
Where's the shareholding?
The government of Ghana is a 13% shareholder.
1-3.
Yes, 13% from the initial 10% that we've used for the other minerals. Even some of them we even have 0. Okay. Then remember our sovereign wealth fund, Mineral Incomes MIF, Mineral Incomes Investment Fund. That runs that what do you call it? That fund. They've also taken a 9% stake, 6 locally, 3 internationally. So if you add the 6%, you add it to the 13. The state alone, the republic alone, owns about 19%. Remember, there's a Ghanaian also there. Okay, that is it. So that is in terms of the shareholding structure of the project. No project has that.
Okay.
I'm waiting for people to come and tell me that you should have gotten about 13 or you should have gotten about maybe 20 or 50 or whatever. And then I heard ASEP and Institute of Economic Affairs saying that we should move away from this first come, first serve way of granting mineral rights. In fact, that's the first thing they raised in their summary or their commentary to competitive bidding. Randy, then I got convinced that they have not read our law or they don't know what they are talking about. Even in the petroleum law, they have competitive bidding. Randy, if you get up and say, this area, we're going to do competitive building, companies should put in bids. Randy, nobody will come and put in any bid if you don't have data on it. Okay? So why don't we get up and say, these are the blocks all over Ghana. We're going to do competitive building for lithium so companies can put in bids. Who is going to bid for it? Where's the geological data? There is no data. It is a company that came and spent $50 million to do the exploration over 4, 5, 6 years that they found this in commercial quantities. So as a nation, if we want to be serious, we should give more money to geological survey to do the exploration. Do you understand? To do exploration, and then these things will be discovered. Then as a state, we can get better deals. But you don't sit back, you don't have data. Somebody comes and takes the risk. In exploration, it is barely 5% success of what? Chance of success. They come and do it, then you get up and say, you should do competitive. Where's the data? Where is the data? Okay? You can only do competitive bidding if you have data on it. So we can only do that if we give a lot of funding to geological survey. They spend time and do a lot of work. Then we can build some data or generate some data. Then now we can do competitive building. Wow. So until we do that, we cannot do that. And that's why I keep talking about small scale. That in 1989, okay, we introduced small scale mining lawfully. It was being done in only 5 regions. Okay? Ashanti, Central, Eastern, Upper East. Then that's why we have an office in Bolga and Western region. You had barely 100,000 people in it. The chief executive at that time, we were the chief executive at that time, and also Mr. who is now advisor to the minister. We keep telling governments after governments that every year put aside money and give it to geological survey to do geological investigation. 89 to 2003, 37 years now. We didn't do it. Then now, you've just woken up, you realize that small-scale mining, which is being done lawfully in 5 regions, is now being done in 13 out of your 16 regions. From 100,000 people, 3 million people. And you think it's something you can just resolve overnight. That is how we've been treating ourselves as a nation. So, if ASEP, Institute of Economic Affairs, is saying that we should start using competitive bidding, hallelujah, that is good news. But you have to start first by giving money to geological survey every year in the budget. And I'm saying I think government has started. If you look at the budget that is coming 2024, some big money is going to be given to geological survey. We should have done this thing for the past 30, 40 years. We didn't do it. It's not too late because there are other minerals or other areas in Ghana that look prospective. Then geological survey that has the knowledge, they have the drill rigs and all those things, can spend their time, do the geological investigation, map the whole country and say, we have these minerals in these regions in this quantity. you package them, then we can now do competitive building and get better deals.
All right.
So that can only work when you spend money on geological survey.
All right.
So it's a decision that as a state we've not done for 37 years. And when people don't know this, they have liberty to say whatever they like. So where were all these people when somebody came from Australia, took his $50 million, went there and took the risk? In fact, I remember when the man is dead, the Australian came and met me. I said, why are you into lithium? That's about 4 or 5 years ago. Why don't you go and do some good projects? So you wait, you see things. So he takes his money, comes to do the exploration. $50 million. Okay? 1990, 94, when we're talking about funding geological survey, do you know the responses we're getting from politicians? He says, how do I take $5-6 million and go and give it to geological survey to do exploration, something that has only barely 5% success chance of finding the mineral, when I have schools to build, when I have hospitals to build? So at that time, that's how they were looking at it. Until this galamsey thing, okay, we just realized that now we have mining taking place in 13 regions, supporting livelihoods of what? 3 million. Running, I look at the official receipts for small scale, August, $167 million. This official. I have every reason to believe that even 3-4 times left this country illegally. That is it. So some of the things that we are talking about, these are things that we need to sit down and strategize and take proper decisions and look at the medium to long term. We cannot resolve some of the things the lobbies and Institute of Economic Affairs are talking about. These are things that we will have to sit down, take hard decisions and say, look, every year, I will take $2 million, $3 million. We don't need $100 million or $50 million every year, even just $1 million. Okay? We'll go to Parliament. And now I'm speaking as a professional. It's not about NDC, NPP. That every year we'll take maybe $2 million, go to Parliament, get it approved, then we'll give it to Ghana Geological Survey, an institution that has the expertise already, to go around. And you start small. Maybe you can take parts of OT, parts of water. You can select some key minerals, nickel, cobalt, limestone, phosphate, because they have the basic geology of Ghana. And say, we'll do maybe clay in Ashanti, we'll do gold here, we'll do this thing here. Give yourself 5-6 years. You have all the data, then you can do this competitive building that Institute of Economic Affairs are talking about.
Okay.
So until we do that, it will still remain first come, first serve.
Okay, so we'll continue next week. Thanks for your time once again. But let me wish the General Manager of Peduasi Valley Resort, Mr. Kifa Lumasha, a happy birthday. Today is your birthday. GM Kifa Lumasha of Peduasi Valley Resort, happy birthday to you. So, Martin, so I'll see you next Thursday.
All right.
So we'll continue with Ewoya and Lithium.
Yes.
All right.
So next week I'll summarize the fiscal terms again.
Right.
And then we'll discuss the other terms.
Right.
By then, the agreement will be made publicly available. I'll also give you a copy.
Right.
Then you can also read and then ask me more real hard questions.
We'll be here next week. Up next, Metro Sports.